Quickthorpe's village is the only truly civilized habitation on Balkane. He had spent all of his young life within these walls, where true heroes are few, and courage a rare resource. The village is old, and has a history that has been shrouded in darkness and mystery since the disappearance of the Ancient Ones centuries ago. The gate is the only way in or out of the village. Inside, there is safety and warm cider with family and loved ones. Outside, the world is hostile, and chances for survival are few. The doorway back to the village is tempting. One could just walk right back in and forget the whole thing. The village elder is the most respected man in Balkane. He is all in one, high priest, chief alchemist, and a pretty handy wagon mechanic. Quickthorpe's girlfriend is a bubbly, curvaceous, blonde, busty virgin, she claims. Her name is Juanette, and she's probably just as much to blame as anyone else in the village in getting Quickthorpe to take on this difficult task. The village flag is waving in the cold north winds. The foothills of the Skanka Range lie in the horizon, marking the beginning of the end of the frozen lands. It is one of the paths leading away from the village. Across the bridge, there is a path that leads away from the village.
It's no use, they've really locked me out for good. I better not bring anything from the village in case I get captured. There's that bridge I thought I'd never be crossing. I wish I could just throw myself into that icy cold stream and put an end to it all right here and now. But I can't swim. Gosh, it's really pretty out here. I wonder what it looked like in the old days when all this was covered with grass. Probably very green. It really is such a sad and pathetic-looking tree. But then it has been dead for hundreds of years. This is no time for monkey business. Carrying a tree might slow me down a tad. They say our sky is the finest in all the lands. I wonder what the other ones look like. All right already, I've got the general idea. I'm going now. So this is it, is it? You don't think there's been some mistake, do you? Sounds great, but what am I supposed to do? But I don't know what these jewels look like. How will I know where to find these jewels? Do you have any last words of advice? I've had enough of this chit-chat. I'm going now. Do you have any last words of wisdom? I feel funny going out there dressed like this. I'd like to thank my manager and producer for making all of this possible. All right already, I've got the general idea. I'm going now. Alas, my little sparrow, the destiny of our people is resting in my hands. And though your soft words rip through my aching heart, I must not be distracted. There you are, Juanette. Please open the gates and let me back in. I've changed my mind. I want to come back up to your warm and cozy room.
That's the idea. Theoretically, you can use a talisman on anyone or anything, but it should only be used to protect you from ghosts and evil creatures along your way. However, it also serves as a dashing fashion accessory. I'm afraid it's true, Quickthorpe, and I'm sad to see you go. I've been asking myself the same question, but the fact of the matter is that all the other village people are either too busy or just not interested. If you persevere and remember at all times to keep your mind pure and your heart true, I believe you will succeed. The village has chosen you, Quickthorpe, to go out to the far reaches of these cursed lands and seek out the four beasts who are guarding the lost jewels of Balkane. These jewels are the key to the future of our people. Once you have destroyed these beasts and recovered the jewels, our village will be free from their tyranny. According to our village historian, there are 4 jewels. Each contains a special power which control the essential life forces of Balkane. The emerald contains the power of fertility and spring. You should recognize it by its beautiful green color. The diamond, well, we all know what a diamond looks like. It represents eternity, apart from being a girl's best friend. Anyway, the diamond is said to hold the power of mist and rain. The sapphire is a deep, dark blue jewel containing the power of the water. Legend says that an ugly gorgon is keeping it at the bottom of the sea. Then there is the red ruby, which contains the power of fire and shadows. They're all out there somewhere. Now it's up to you to bring them back to me. You already know about the ice giant who is ruling the frozen lands just outside the walls of our village. We are pretty sure that he's got the emerald. Previous expeditions have reported there are probably only 3 other lands on Balkane. There is no doubt in my mind that the jewels are out there, one for each beast, and 1 beast in each land. Everyone has given you their blessings. As for myself, the talisman I now give you is not only a good luck charm, it will also protect you from spirits and other evil entities during your quest. Give 'em hell, Quickthorpe. Quit your stalling and hit the bricks. It's a little too late for that. You must leave now. Crazy kid, you better save it for later. Now go on, get out of here.
You dirty bugger! Not here with all these people watching. I think not. You know how I feel about toys. Darling, I can't come with you. But I promise I'll be here waiting however long it takes. Or until you're dead. Oh, there you are, sweetie. Are you back so soon? Why don't you come up to my room? It's so warm and cosy. Oh, well, suit yourself, you little worm. Quickthorpe, you should be ashamed of yourself. Now go away. Quickthorpe, please go away. You're embarrassing me.
That old bridge doesn't look very sturdy, but that doesn't do anything. The current is even stronger out here. I wonder what the world looks like behind those mountains. That's odd. I didn't really expect to see anybody out here. There's no point in doing that. Looks like there's a couple of stones sticking out of the water. Like I really need the dead weight. Come on, that sign is much too far away for me to read. I still can't see what's written on that sign. I'll have to get closer first. It's cold out here. At least this tree still has its leaves. This part of the river looks especially dangerous. Welder's place. I should keep the pocket space for things I really need. Like my hands. It's been great talking. Have a nice day. Good day to you, sir. Well, I haven't gotten very far yet. For starters, I'm off to waste the ice giant and get back the emerald. Then I'll be heading out to some new lands for adventure. You know, going to new places, meeting interesting people, and then killing them. I guess I won't be home for lunch. I'll just have to take my chances. And as for dress sense, I can see Armani isn't your middle name. What's on the other side of the bridge? Let's strip down to our skivvies and take a swim. Oh, I forgot. I can't swim.
That's very kind of you, young man, but I couldn't accept such a valuable gift. Besides, it clashes with my hat. And a good day to you, young squirt. I don't mean to alarm you, but haven't you strayed a bit far from Mummy and Daddy? Where are you off to, if you don't mind me asking? It just so happens that as a hunter, I get about these lands quite a bit, and I must say, you've got your work cut out for you. This country's no cakewalk, and with all the hoodlums and freaks out there, you're going to attract a lot of attention, especially dressed like that. I guess we both look conspicuous. However, I have a weapon. There's nothing but open country, some forest and small game. It's not the best territory for hunting, but I do keep myself busy. Just the same, you better not stray too far. You could get lost. You're crazy. It's a good way to catch pneumonia and a one-way ticket to Casket Town.
Quickthorpe may dislike cats, but not that much. It seems these chili peppers have been tied to the branch of this dead tree for a reason. Quickthorpe is not scared of ghosts, but he's going to have a hard time getting into the old house. A lantern is hanging from the porch of the old house. Quickthorpe cannot use the broken lantern in this manner. Quickthorpe takes the lantern without even asking. Smoke is gently puffing from the chimney of the old house. These hideous wooden dragons' heads were once used as bow rams on old Balkanian cargo ships. A ghost has emerged from the cat, scaring the crap out of Quickthorpe. Come on. Spirits have no use for material wealth. Quickthorpe cannot take the cellar door.
There aren't many chili peppers left on this tree. This old house looks spooky. I'll bet this is Welder's place. The chimney is probably the only reason this house is still standing. It's a cat! Yuck! I hate cats. Yikes, I take that back. This cat's got evil eyes, and a third one on its back. Oops, that's not an eye. No way. Nobody ever said anything about taking a cat. It's amazing that chili peppers can even grow in this climate. These are my chili peppers now. That must be how I get into the house. That doesn't do anything. I can't peek inside because the drapes are closed. That's not a good idea. Someone might mistake me for a burglar. There's a doorbell I can ring to see if anyone's home. It looks like it's in good working order. There doesn't appear to be anyone home. I really shouldn't take somebody's doorbell. Quickthorpe, control yourself. Just say no. Ha! That'll teach you to try and scare me. I could snoop around in the cellar without anyone finding out. There doesn't appear to be a lock on the door. I hope no one mistakes me for a burglar. It looks really dark and spooky down there. Closing a door behind you is just plain good manners.
The old woman's name is Welder. She is known to have certain powers. To some people, Welder is a witch. To others, she's a healer. Quickthorpe cannot use that. It would be a waste for Quickthorpe to throw that into a boiling cauldron. That is not the proper way to use a book. Quickthorpe has no use for that right now. Quickthorpe takes the leaves from the pot. A couple of raccoon tails are hanging from the wall. Quickthorpe had best not be fooling around with those coon tails. A picture of an owl is hanging over Welder's bed. Welder keeps her essential cooking ingredients handy by the fireplace. Quickthorpe had best not be fooling around with those things. Quickthorpe has no business fooling around with those things. The rug is of no interest to Quickthorpe. Unfortunately, the rug is not magic and will not fly. Wrong story. Quickthorpe takes the bag of seeds.
The only way she'll get that is over my dead body. I'd rather use a chainsaw on this lady. From the smell in here, I'd say the old hag's stirring up a nasty brew. How does the saying go? Curiosity killed the cat? I don't see any point in taking that. Cripes, this place is crawling with cats. That explains the aroma. I'll bet these books are on black magic and devil worship. There's one on reading runes. How interesting. I don't even want to know what's written on those pages. I'm afraid to look. I'm afraid those books would just get me into serious trouble. The old hag doesn't seem to mind me taking this book. It looks like a potpourri of leaves. No more leaves left in that pot. The pot is completely empty, all right. These leaves are particularly nice to look at. I should think of something better to do with this. I'd best not fool around with those coon tails. I see she goes for powdered toenails and expensive cognac. I'd like to, but I won't be 21 until next May. There's a bed. At least she sleeps at night. I'd rather not fall asleep with her and that boiling kettle in the same room. There's a small rug lying on the floor, but that doesn't do anything. It's a bag of bird seeds. There's even a dead bat hanging here. No way, I'm not into black magic. I don't think that would be a good idea. I'm ever so sorry, but I've got to go. My name is Quickthorpe, and I'm off to kill the ice giant. How do you know these things? You're beautiful, don't ever change. I believe there's a good and a bad side to everyone. Yours is your back, I think. I think you're nuts, and I'm out of here. Why do you live alone out here in the frozen lands? Speaking of lost children, what are you cooking in the pot? Can you tell me how to kill the ice giant? I'd rather kiss your cat's third eye. That's terribly kind of you, but no thanks. I don't want to impose. I'll come back some other day. Tell me where to find the ice giant. Corey's the ice giant. You know him. This whole thing is starting to stink. There's something rotten in Balkan, and it's not just the contents of your cauldron. You don't get out much, do you? You've made your point. I'll be going now. Wow, what was that? I'd like to try again. Okay, so I screwed up again, but my girlfriend will never forgive me, so can't you pretty please put me back in the game?
Stay away from my kitty cat. No one is to touch my kitties. How dare you play with my pussy? You're not to give anything to my kitty cat. Foolish child. Such things are not for the likes of you. Yeah, I know who you are, Mr. Big Hero. You know you'll never succeed in finding those jewels. It's my job to know these things. It's what I do. You see, to some people I'm a witch, but to others I'm a fortune teller and a healer. Tell me, Quickthorpe, what am I to you? You little bastard. I'll fix you good for that. You are a smart boy. Why don't you stay with me a while and I'll teach you some special magic. Maybe a card trick or two. Because out here there's no one to bother me. Except for lost children like you. And my recipes are a secret. But I always have a pot boiling in case someone unexpected comes by for dinner. I see you are such a frail child. Why don't you rest here a while so Welder can put some meat on those bones? After all, you'll need lots of strength if you want to kill the ice giant. I'm afraid I can't tell you that. But I will let you keep all the things you've stolen from me. That's not a problem. I can arrange that for you. I think then we have nothing left to say to one another. Suit yourself. I hope you don't freeze to death. Back so soon? What do you want now? Tell me this and tell me that. You want the answers to everything. You come here saying, I'm going to kill the ice giant. Blah, blah, yada, yada. Well, it just so happens I like the way things are here in Balkan. You're going to have to work this out for yourself. Besides, I don't wish to name drop, but Corys and I are personal friends. I wouldn't survive the consequences of angering him. Now I've done it. Me and my big mouth, you're not getting anything more out of me. Now, if you don't mind, it's time for my knitting. More than you could ever imagine. Now, if you don't mind, it's time for my knitting.
The remains of a broken wagon tells of a time when many once travelled along these roads. But that doesn't do anything. The snow-covered mountain is the highest peak of the Skanka Range that divides the frozen lands from the land of mists. This is just to show what a close-up of a forest path looks like. You can discover many interesting things walking in the forest. I don't trust the look of this guy at all. Quickthorpe's unfriendly attitude towards the well-dressed gentleman produces some startling results.
Yes, this is quite a rare piece. It'll do just fine. I wish you a pleasant day. There's one born every minute.
This must be the forest of Cymbeline, or I'm getting pretty darn close. There doesn't appear to be any more markings or indications. I should leave the sign right where it is, so as other travellers might not get lost. I can't imagine what I'd do with a broken wagon wheel. I don't feel the real need for a broken wheel right now. It's strange to see chopped wood piled up here along this path. I can't just pick up anything I find along the way. So here I am at the edge of the forest. Do I go in and face the dark unknown like a real man? Or do I skirt around like a sissy? Sometimes a question just answers itself. What have we here? A lever of some sort? I should save the pocket space for things I really need. It doesn't seem to operate anything. That doesn't do anything. He's a jolly-looking character. I can't stay any longer. See you later. Tell me, sir, what are you doing here? Oh, sure, I've got loads of stuff in my pockets. Would you accept an IOU payable on my return? Neat duds. I mean, you are rather well-dressed, sir. Sorry, I'm flat broke. I'll come back some other time. You can talk. You just sit there and steal from honest people like me or anyone else that passes by. That's life, I guess, but what can you do? Except to sit back and take anything and everything that comes your way. I'm not sure, but is this the necklace you've been looking for? Thank you, sir, but a pair of gloves? There's fair exchange, but this is highway robbery. That's the most deeply profound thing anyone has ever said to me. Thank you. No place special, I'm just doing a little sightseeing in the forest. Thanks for your concern, but I'll be fine, really.
I admire your enthusiasm, young man. But you have only to pay the toll if you wish to pass me. Please don't insult me with that. I'll need a truly precious object, and not just some sentimental trinket. I can tell from your smile that you're new to the forest's edge. If you wish to enter or go anywhere from here except back to where you came from, it's going to cost you. Personal belongings, valuable objects will do just fine. I presume that you are carrying something valuable. Then would you be so kind as to hand over your most precious piece? I take payment in advance, and that's non-negotiable. However, I do thank you for calling to my attention your possible return, dubious as that may be. It so happens that some unpleasant little creature made off with a beautiful necklace, which I hold dearly. If you should ever find this item and return it to me, I would be happy to work out some exchange in your favor. After all, I may be a thief, but I am foremost a gentleman. I can afford to be. Now let's see what you have that may be of interest to me. By all means, as you wish. I am a man of leisure, and I have all the time you need. Such a pleasure to see you again. I must say, it has been quiet since we last parted. With all the crime in the forest these days, people just don't leave the village anymore. I suppose some people never do get the big picture. There is nothing to do, except to be so kind as to pay me the toll for passage. You know the rules. Why, blow me down and call me timber. So it is. This is good fortune indeed. As promised, I take great pleasure in offering you these gloves in return. I realize that you may not see any value in these gloves, but it is often the most insignificant things that become the most important means to achieving the fruits of your dreams. Of course, they'll also keep your hands warm. It was nothing really. Hold on there fast, Freddy. Where are you off to in such a hurry? The forest is a dangerous place when you don't know your way. We can play this game all day if you like. I've got all the time you need.
An old drim is sitting on a tree stump by a clearing in the forest. Drims are known to be particularly mean characters with a nasty sense of humour. Quickthorpe should leave the lever right where it is. Quickthorpe should leave the secret mechanism right where it is. This necklace is made of pearls. It must be very valuable. Quickthorpe takes the pearl necklace from the magpie's nest. A closer look reveals that the tree is actually hollow.
That doesn't even faze him. It's a dead tree stump, all right. But then I never saw a tree stump that wasn't dead. That doesn't do anything. I can't take a tree stump. It looks like a lever of some sort. This is definitely good engineering. Wow, I must have triggered a secret lever mechanism. I'll keep the hollow tree my own special secret. That would not be a nice thing to do. It looks like Mr. Bird has made himself a neat little nest. Well, what do you know? There's a necklace in this nest. There's a horribly large scar on the side of this tree. It appears to be an opening of sorts. That doesn't seem to work. But there's nothing there. That's a really wide crack on the side of the tree. It's really a large opening when you think about it. I can't see anything from here. I should investigate before I start sticking my hands into dark places. That doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe I shouldn't. Who knows? It might grow into a great tree one day. Rats, I scared it away. I suppose an empty sack could always be useful. Actually, I've got nothing to say. You're an odd-looking sort of fellow, so tell me something I don't know. Are you guarding the path or just killing time? How do you know about the jewels, and who's Ishmael?
I'm not interested in anything from you, apart from having a good last laugh. 'Tis a matter of opinion, my little friend. After all, everything's in the eye of the beholder. Did you know that you're close to the place where all fruits of all dreams come to bear, and death be nothing but a mere illusion of beauty? Did you know that you're nothing other than the seeker of a dream, and that a dream be nothing more than a figment of your imagination? Till we meet again, my friend, and only then. Just between you and me, I'm killing time, but time is killing you. The jewels you seek aren't getting any closer, and Ishmael is only becoming more powerful. Well now, it wouldn't be fair and sporting to tell you now, would it? To give you something like that for free would only be like stealing something from me in the end. After all, life's like that, you know.
Actually, I've got nothing to say.
A young sprig, which will one day grow into a beautiful tree, is all that remains of the mysterious Drim. It's quite symbolic, isn't it? The sack is completely empty now. A magpie is busy arranging its nest. A magpie is busy arranging its nest. It's the sack full of seeds. Exotic blue fruit bulbs line the inside of the hollow tree. These blue bulbs are the fruits from which dreams are made. The remains of another less fortunate traveller lies on the ground in eternal slumber. A closer look reveals a shiny ring on the hand of the skeleton. The remains of another less fortunate traveller lies on the ground in eternal slumber. Quickthorpe cannot use the ring in this manner. I better not wear the ring. I might lose it, or worse yet, someone might rob me. The roots of this hollow tree are massive and spread deep into the ground. This hollow tree was a final refuge for other less fortunate travellers.
Wow, it feels like everything's spinning. What's happening? I feel so dizzy, sir. Whew. I got the fruit. These gloves must have protected me from the dizzy effects of the poison. This guy's definitely out cold. I don't see any point in horsing around with a dead guy. I think it's a bit too late for this guy. The only proper thing to do is bury him. It's too bad I don't have a shovel. I don't see any point in messing around with a dead guy. This guy's in terrible condition. He's falling apart. I don't see any point in messing around with a dead guy. I'd say it's a bit too late for this guy. Wow, that's a really fancy-looking ring. A large opening reveals the dark inside of a hollow tree.
Oh, no, you don't. I'm the one who's doing the stick-up here. Now, this is more like it. And you. Oh! Come on, I'm waiting for you to hand something over to me. Well, well, check this out, lads. A wayward soul, wandering through the forest all on his lonesome. He's a brave chap, he is. Shut up, you morons. First, I want to know what he's doing out here. Then you can do what you want with him. What are you doing nosing around out here in this part of the forest? Come on now, out with it. How about that? I'm off to kill the ice giant. He's got a sense of humour, this one. Now give me your money or die. Then you'll die. You are a man who knows how to choose his words. Now let's see if you're also a man of action. I like your spirit. Let's see how quick it can leave your body. How about that? I'm off to see my grandmother. He's got a sense of humour, this one. Now give me your money or die. Then you'll die. You are a man who knows how to choose his words. Now let's see if you're also a man of action. I like your spirit. Let's see how quick it can leave your body. I like your spirit. Let's see how quick it can leave your body. Hey, come back here, you coward. I'm not through with you.
That's right. He's brave, all right. What are we gonna do with him, boss?
I say we take him for everything he's got. Yeah, that's the ticket. Then we lynch him and leave him swinging from the trees. Yeah, in his stockings like a ballerina.
The management is not responsible for loss or theft of personal belongings. Quickthorpe should not destroy public property. Quickthorpe should leave the sign where it is. He's the leader of the group. He is charming, conceited, and ruthless. I'm not interested in this junk. Quickthorpe can't use the scarf while it is on the dead bandit. Quickthorpe takes the scarf from the dead bandit. This one is the least intelligent of the bunch. If Quickthorpe has anything to give to the bandits, he should hand it over to the leader. This one has no empathy. Does the word psychotic mean anything? A small path can be seen leading into the bushes. When arriving at the crossroads, It is the path that one chooses that makes all the difference.
What is that supposed to mean? You're not such a tough guy now. By the way, you can keep the ring. That's the knife he was going to kill me with. My first lethal weapon. I can't wait to try it out. I'll bet he thought he was real cool with that scarf tied round his head. I've got to go now, bye. I'm on my way to kill the ice giant, but I haven't got any money. Would you settle for some sort of valuable object instead? Take a hike, you band of perverts. I'm off to see my grandmother, but I haven't got any money. Would you settle for some sort of valuable object instead? Take a hike, you band of perverts. Take a hike, you band of perverts. I've got to go now, bye. I've got to go now, bye.
Jump back, Jack. I did some hard hunting for this meat, so get your cotton-picking hands off me. Haven't you got more important things to do? Are you still after the ice giant? Look, son, I've spent my life hunting and exploring this territory, and I've never seen an ice giant. Like I told you, the only thing out here is poultry game and some low-life criminals. Personally, I think it's all a bunch of superstitious nonsense. Not one drop. I found that out for sure when my little boy fell into the darned thing. By the way, if you happen to see the little critter out here somewhere, please tell him to run along home before I set a fire to his rear end. I've been chasing this darned rabbit all over creation. You won't see him hopping about anymore. I'm a man of action, not words. Yep.
A small rabbit has left its tracks in the snow. According to the Book of Runes, this is the Well of Life. I wonder what the connection is. Quickthorpe has more important things to do than chase wild rabbits. An old, abandoned well stands in the middle of the forest. It's been ages since water has been drawn from the well. This is not the way Quickthorpe should use a well. There is no water left in the well for Quickthorpe to take. Surprisingly, the spool above the well is still in good working order. An old bucket that was once used to fetch water from the well. The rope is just long enough to reach to the bottom.
It's hard to see what's written with all that snow and ice covering the letters. Those strange markings. I've seen them before, but I don't know what they mean. That's a darn cute little rabbit, so that's where the little critter lives. That doesn't do anything. I never cease to amaze myself. I've seen this guy before. It's the hunter, and it looks like he's been busy. What do I do with a bucket? Sorry, but I have to go now. Do you know where I can find the ice giant? Do you know if there's any water left in the well? What a surprise. I didn't expect to see you here. I take it that you're not in the mood for more conversation. Yeah, me too. I suppose you're resting up for your next big kill. I'm not talking to this guy anymore. He's got the personality of a soap dish.
It's got strange markings on it as well. Taking bits and pieces and putting them together is a secret to good detective work. This piece of grass in the Well of Life symbolizes the hidden eternal spring in Balkane. Quickthorpe cannot use the piece of grass in this manner. A dark opening in the wall of the well can barely be seen. An ancient plaque with runic inscriptions has been placed on the wall, in memory of those who gave their lives in the search for the Mecubar's secret power. It's the long piece of rope you found in the cellar of Welder's house. There has been no water in the Well of Life since ages past.
It looks like someone's been digging around down here. I don't want to. It's a piece of clay tablet. There's a small sprig of spring grass growing here. I can't pull it out. The roots must be stuck deep in the ground. That's just my luck. I've got no rolling papers on me. That didn't do anything. She's radiating just enough light for me to see down here. It looks like it might be an entrance to an underground cave. Someone's been down here before and marked this spot, but I can't for the life of me make out what it says. That doesn't do anything. Wow, it's dark down here. I've got to go now, bye. What do you make out of all this, Cymbeline? But who are these Mecubars, and what's all this about slaves? So what happened? Did they find the Mecubar's secret technology? Nobody ever told me anything about this. I thought I was just supposed to get some jewels and kill a few deadbeats along the way.
I sense a very powerful vibration. Something important has happened here. I have a vague memory. Yes, it's coming back to me now. This is an old well that was used long ago, during the time of the Mecubars, to transport slaves to freedom. I think there were some tunnels connecting all through here that were used as transport routes. As I remember, it was a long time ago. The Mecubars were a race of astral beings with a very advanced technology. They came to our little planet, don't ask me how, and enslaved all the humans. They weren't all that bad as far as superior races go. But the humans didn't take to the fact that they were just being used as pawns in some big game of the Mecubars. Anyway, a small group tried to get together, thinking if they could just get hold of the Mecubars' secret technology, then the humans could restore their freedom. Things didn't really turn out as they had hoped for. Something must have gone wrong, because there was a terrible cataclysm shortly after. Things just blew up everywhere. Since that time, our lovely planet has been under the control of those evil beasts who have been destroying what's left of the bits and pieces of our world. I'm not certain, but I feel that there's a connection between those beasts and what happened with the Mechubars hundreds of years ago. That's just the point. There's something terribly abnormal about all of this. I can't put my finger on it, but I've got a good idea that someone is up to some of his old tricks again. I can't keep talking. It's taking too much energy, but I'm still here with you, so hang in there.
Quickthorpe cannot use the old boat. Besides, the lake is too frozen. That doesn't do anything. The old boat has been turned into new from the magic of Cymbeline's love. Quickthorpe cannot use the boat. There is too much ice in the lake. The lake is frozen to death. There aren't even any fish left. A piece of rope still remains tied to a pole that was once used to secure the boats to the shore. Quickthorpe can't use the rope in this manner. Quickthorpe is now the proud owner of a short piece of rope. This hitching post once had the Princess of Balkane tied to it. The post is frozen stuck deep into the ground and impossible to pull out. The large chair, with a fluffy rolled pillow, looks like it might have seated a fat-bottomed princess. This sensual form, standing before Quickthorpe, is none other than Cymbeline, the goddess of the forest. In the ancient times, Cymbeline was also known as the spirit of spring. Cymbeline's little spirit is delicate and fragile, so please handle her with care. Quickthorpe cannot use the orb in this manner.
It looks just like the ones I've seen in picture books. I'll bet it was a really nice boat in its day. It's crazy, but I feel as if this old boat were alive, as if it were trying to say something. There doesn't appear to be anything else there. Sure, the boat's nice, but check out the green lady. The knot on this rope looks pretty loose. I really do like the autumn-coloured leaves in this forest. It would be a nice place to relax and get a tan. But I don't take the sun very well, and I've got a lot to do. I like her. Yes, I do. I've had enough of talking to spirits for one day. But who? What kind of creature are you? You're the first spirit I've ever met. In person, that is. Is that why you're green and transparent and glowing all over? Or have you recently visited Chernobyl? That sounds like a good deal to me. What do you propose to do? Great, let's go. You're putting me on, I can see right through you. Let's get naked and take a swim in the lake. You first. Oh, a bit here and there, no place special. Why? Does this mean I can go home and forget the whole thing? That's easy for you to say. I've killed the ice giant, had him begging for his life. Does this mean I can go home now and forget the whole thing? I'm so confused. I don't understand anything. Here's your green orb back. I don't need it anymore. Right, almost forgot. Here's your little green orb back. Here's your little orb back. I don't need it anymore. I'll do my best. Thanks for the pep talk.
You're not getting any special favours that way. That's very thoughtful of you. But I think you will need it more than me. Hey! I told you to be gentle with me. At last, my dear child, you have released me from this terrible prison. I have been waiting for you for so long, and now that you're here, well, I'm not at all disappointed. I am Cymbeline, the goddess of the lake, and the spirit of spring, all wrapped up into one hot little package. None of this is really important right now. What really matters is that I return you the favour for having healed this old boat and freeing my soul. What to do? That's a very good question. The problem is that I haven't a clue. I've got it. Take a small piece of my spirit, like in a little orb. That way I can come along with you. Oh, I'm so excited. Not so fast, you eager beaver. Remember, this piece of me is only alone, so you'll have to bring it back. You can't expect me to always have my parts scattered all over. This is no time for silly jokes. I'm as serious as can be. Listen carefully now to my words. I know that you have been chosen by your people to seek out and destroy the terrible beasts who possess the lost jewels. For it is only the safe return of these jewels to your people, and the death of those 4 beasts that will bring back life and harmony to Balkan. However, things are not really as they seem. The origins of this matter go far back to the time of the Ancient Ones. And if my intuition serves me well, I'd say that an old friend is up to some of his nasty old tricks again. You know I'd love to. It would be just the thing to wake me up after this long sleep. But there is no time to waste. Your people are waiting on you. And frankly, so am I. There you are, my little hunk. I thought you'd never come back. Tell me, where have you been all this time? You're so cute when you're coy like that. But let's be serious. I've got something important to say. You must be careful. Things are not as they would seem. I am certain Ismail is up to something terrible. Please, under no circumstances are you to return those jewels to your village priest. Absolutely not. You must continue, and moreover you must destroy the 4 beasts. Fear not, my little Wookie. It is too soon for you to know, for the answers will come in good time. Only when you have killed the last beast in the land of shadows will you know the truth of what really happened to your people so long ago. Now go away, and don't come back, in case I lose control and roll you up into my little sleeping bag for all eternity. You're such a little fibber. Now let's be serious. I've got something important to say. You must be careful, for things are not as they would seem. I am certain Ismail is up to something terrible. Please, under no circumstances are you to return those jewels to your village priest. Absolutely not. You must continue on this quest, and moreover, you must destroy the 4 beasts and recover the lost jewels. Fear not, my little Woogie. It is too soon for you to know, for the answers will come in good time. Only when you have killed the last beast in the land of shadows will you know the truth of what really happened to your people so long ago. Now go away, and don't ever come back, in case I lose control and roll you up into my little sleeping bag. You ungrateful little twit. How dare you be so rude? I'll take it back, of course, but don't ever come here again expecting anything from me. Aren't we forgetting something? Thank you, Quickthorpe. It was good for me, too. I did ask you to return it to me, but not until you put it to good use. So let's get back out there and do what you're supposed to do.
Hey, that's not fair. I was hiding behind this statue. Please don't, mister. If you promise not to say anything, I'll tell you a secret. Okay, then here's the deal. I know this really neat secret hideout close by here where a big ogre lives. Anyway, there's all sorts of cool things there. But you have to be careful that he doesn't see you or you're dead meat. Fine, then be a creep. But you'll be sorry. No way, Jose. Go play your own games. I'm never going back home. My parents are mean and they always beat me. That's rubbish. It's because they're overqualified alcoholics. Goodbye.
It looks like the edge of a shield is sticking out of the snow. The shield cannot be used in this manner. That doesn't seem to do anything. One can always expect to find a bird loitering around the statues in the park. A statue of a fallen soldier wounded from battle. That doesn't do anything. Frankly, Quickthorpe has no use for this statue. One can still see the look of fear in their faces. A statue of a soldier in his final battle stands frozen in time. Quickthorpe cannot use the statue. A statue of a soldier in his final battle stands frozen in time. This place is known to Balkanians as the Path of Living Sculptures. Legend holds that these were the very soldiers who fought against an alien invasion thousands of years ago. One can still see the look of fear in their faces.
Something seems to be buried here under the snow. I'll be darned, it's an old rusty shield from one of these soldiers. It's really odd how it wasn't turned into stone, like everything else around here. Wow, this shield is heavy. I'll bet this is the hunter's little boy. I wonder what he's doing out here alone. He looks like an ordinary crow, if you ask me. I'm not dragging that around with me. He still looks as if he were alive. I think I hear my mom calling. Bye. But why are you hiding behind the statue? I've a good mind to tell your parents about this. Okay, I promise not to tell. Okay, right. I'll try to remember that one next time I'm in a really neat secret hideout. I'm not interested in your secret. Sounds like lots of fun. Can I play too? I think you should be running along home now. It's for your own good because they love you and are worried about you playing out here in the forest. That too. I'm leaving now. Goodbye. I think I hear my mum calling. Bye. Well, I'll be. You're a talking bird. That's quite a trick. How do you do it? You mean the old lady with all those horrible cats? Well, you did the right thing. I knew there was something weird about her. It's too bad for you. But then I never got the pleasure. If you know what I mean. Just the same, it's always a pleasure to meet someone who shares a mutual dislike for cats. Well, I'll be. You're a talking bird. That's quite a trick. That's quite a trick. How do you do it? Let me guess. You took her broom. Thanks for the warning. I'll do my best to avoid any old blind hag along the way.
He's hiding from me. What's the matter? You've never seen a talking bird before? I had the unfortunate experience of getting on the wrong side of an old witch named Welda. That's the one. She's morphed me into a crow just because I threw one of her cats into a boiling kettle. It would be wise to remove boiling cats from your list of things to do when you're at Welda's.
The pleasure was mine. Brock! He's hiding from me. Brock! I'm a crow, to be exact. Brock! I had the unfortunate experience of getting on the wrong side of an old witch named Welder. No, not exactly. Let's just say she didn't fancy me throwing one of her cats into a boiling kettle. Brock!
Quickthorpe has no use for this statue. A statue of a soldier in his final battle stands frozen in time. A small cove behind the bushes makes for a perfect little hideaway. Quickthorpe hides behind this bush just to play it safe. A couple of small boulders seem to have fallen down from the cliff above. It is much too heavy for Quickthorpe to move.
Fee-fi-fo-fum. I smell the blood of a Balkanian. You want to play games? Okay.
That doesn't do anything. I wonder what that hole in the cliff is about. That hole is really suspicious looking. It looks like the way into a cave. There's no way I'm going to be able to push that huge boulder away. That's a big friggin' boulder. Rats! Now there's a huge boulder blocking the entrance. I've got to go now. Bye.
The ogre's old straw pillow is not very comfortable, but it sure is functional. The key cannot be used in this manner. Using a dead man's armor would only bring Quickthorpe bad luck. I'll bet that's where he cooks the poor buggers. That doesn't scare me at all. Upon opening the chest, Quickthorpe finds 3 flasks. Each of the flasks contain a flammable liquid known as oil. The flask cannot be used in this manner. I see he keeps plenty of firewood handy. You shouldn't be bothered with carrying firewood. A bunch of skulls are piled up in front of what appears to be an opening to a dark passage. The boulder is much too heavy for Quickthorpe to move.
I don't really want to do that. I'm not touching that pillow. There's nothing there. He hides his keys. This ogre is not as dumb as he looks. Looks like an ordinary key. He won't miss this key. It looks like one of those poor suckers died with more than just their boots on. If it didn't save the other guy, it's not going to help me one bit. But that doesn't do anything. I got no use for that. I don't really need a dead scarecrow. Let's go see what's in that chest. I'm not carrying that around with me. It appears to be locked shut. It looks empty. I said the damn chest is empty. It looks like this flask is filled with oil. That doesn't do anything. Who knows? This flask of oil could be useful. I better be careful with this stuff. That was the last one. It's filled with murky green liquid. Yuck! That's not exactly what I had in mind. There's some nice sunshine coming in through there. Rats, now there's a huge boulder blocking the entrance.
An enchanted palace can be seen on the horizon. Quickthorpe is too far away to see anything more. Here, in the ravine, the rocks have eyes, ears, and brains. His face got smurfed. The ravine is a dreary and desolate place.
Nothing surprises me anymore, not even you. His eyes, they're almost human. I need a rock like I need another hole in my head. That doesn't even faze him. By the power of the first sun and 7th moon, I command the lands to make way for the mighty Quickthorpe. He won't be staring anybody down anymore. I've got to go now, bye. Nothing really. Well, it's your face. Come to think of it, it suits you. You must be great at poker. Actually, you look like my old schoolmaster. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Where can I get a face like yours? It's a great-looking castle, that is. Whose is it? That sounds like real solid advice, but I'm on a mission, so if you don't mind, I'll take my leave.
I've got no use for those things. What are you looking at? Yeah, I got a face, so what about it? Cool. Now get lost. Your old schoolmaster, eh? Well, did he ever teach you anything interesting and really groundbreaking? Take the subject of mathematics, for example. Even a rockhead like me knows the 2 halves make a whole. In the ground, as it were. It's too bad for you, my twiggy friend. Because no matter how you spell it, that's what it's gonna take to get past me. Go show yourself to the owner of that castle over there. He'll take care of you good and proper. That, my little friend, is the domain of the ice giant. I don't know what your business is, but I personally advise you to stay away from that place altogether. Do what you like. Just remember, I told you so. In case you hadn't noticed, there's no way through here.
You've poured oil on me, you idiot! I hate oil! I'm melting! You're the little mortal that's been out and about, threatening to kill me. I'm extremely amused. Let's see what you can pull out of your little tutu before I ice you. Oh, really? And what would that be? And I'm still waiting.
Several arches lie hidden in the shadows of the palace arcades. The palace gate is standing wide open. Typically, a moat surrounds the palace to protect the inhabitants from possible invasions or any undesirable visitors. That would be a completely senseless thing to do. Quickthorpe is right. He is now standing face to face, or nearly so, with Corith, the abominable ice giant. That would be an incredibly stupid thing for Quickthorpe to do. Consistent, but stupid. Every old castle has its gargoyles.
That doesn't do anything. I guess I'll have to go inside to see what's in there. That doesn't do anything. He must be the ice giant. There's no doubt about it. That didn't have any effect. I'd better do something, quick. Okay, so there's a pool of oil under his feet. I better think fast. I've got to go now, bye. I've got a hot little surprise that's perfect for you. I'm still working on that surprise. I'll have to think about this one for a minute or two. I'll come back some other time, when you're not home.
That's nice. I enjoy eating fruit, especially psychedelic fruits of dreams. But haven't you forgotten to take something first? I'd say you're a bit short on ideas, trying to pass off junk like that. For this gift of fruit, my heart goes out to you, and so do my wings, for you have now earned your passage to another land. I suppose you've got to either turn it off, or deflect it somehow. I'm ready when you are. I'm at your service, but I don't intend to fly on an empty stomach.
It is also a friendly bird. That would be a completely senseless thing to do. A fabulous pile of gold, money, and jewels lie on the floor below the throne of the dead ice giant. In your wildest dreams, the statue is shooting out high-energy photon pulses from its eyes. You better be careful. That is beyond the range of Quickthorpe's abilities. Quickthorpe cannot take the statue. Quickthorpe cannot use the emerald in this manner. Don't just play with it, take it. This is where the late great ice giant used to sit all the day long, gloating and ruling smoky icicles. There's a small flame warming the throne room to an ambient 0 degrees Celsius. This is a pretty nice place, if you ask me.
That's a nice-looking bird. I guess there's no point in doing that. That doesn't do anything. It's not firing anymore. I guess it's safe now. I should figure out a way to polish the shield first, just to be certain I can reflect the photon beams away from me. There she is, just for the taking. It's crazy how a piece of green rock could be so important. 1 down, 3 to go. I've got to go now, bye. Any ideas on how to get past the laser beam? I've gotten past the laser beam, now can we get out of here? Am I finally going to bum a ride out of here with you, or what?
This heavy chain has been used for detaining unwilling guests. Black magic and witchcraft will only corrupt Quickthorpe's innocent soul. Quickthorpe can't take the altar. This gold statuette is a very old and valuable object dating back to prehistoric times. The statuette cannot be used in this fashion. I don't suppose anybody will notice that you've taken it. A flaming torch makes the cellar look even more like a dungeon. This is no time for Quickthorpe to be house-cleaning. Quickthorpe should not deprive Weldon of her only broom. This could come in handy in the future. The staircase is the only entrance and exit to the cellar. Large empty bottles and barrels clutter the floor of the cellar.
I'd rather save the pocket space for something lighter. But that doesn't do anything. This is an interesting object. What is it? I really should be careful not to break anything. There's nothing else there but junk. Nope. There's nothing interesting there. A torch could come in handy, but I'm afraid it would just burn my britches. That's not a very bright thing to do. Well, what have we here? It looks like a bunch of old useless junk. I'm not interested in any of this junk. So, this is where she keeps her broom. I wonder if it flies. There's a neatly coiled piece of rope on the ground. Looks like a strong piece of rope. I'm not interested in a bunch of barrels. Wow, it's like a dungeon down here. I wouldn't fancy spending the night in this gloomy cellar.
There's nothing one can do with a dead guy. There's nothing one can do with a dead guy. Quickthorpe cannot use the sulphur stick in this manner. The spires of an enchanted castle can be seen in the distance. The top of the ravine is a lonely place even for a dead guy.
This guy must have frozen to death. It makes me shiver just looking at him. I should leave this guy here to R.I.P. A sulphur stick? It's too bad he didn't make a fire. It might have saved his life. Lucky for me, this sulphur stick is still dry. But that doesn't do anything. He won't be needing this anymore.
It's got strange markings on it as well. Taking bits and pieces and putting them together is the secret to good detective work.
She's radiating enough light for me to see my way around down here. It looks like some dirt has been tossed around down here. It's a piece of clay tablet.
Get your hands off me, you little pervert. I'm not interested in your junk. Whoa there, boy. Where are you going? That's the Highlands. There's nothing up there but trouble for you. That path goes deeper into the swamps. There's nothing in it but trouble for you. You'll just have to find out for yourself. You're standing at the frontier of the land of mists. This is the domain of Angor the snake demon. And pray tell, who are you? Sounds like you've got some big ideas for little guy. Right, and I'm Bo Did Lee, professor of rap. Tell me who you really are and what you're up to. Sounds like fun. What can I do for you? You're not the first mug that's coming around here asking questions. I don't know nothing about no jewels. I don't know nothing about nothing. That's top secret. I got strict orders, see. No one gets in, and nothing comes out. I'm not at liberty to tell things like that. But I've got this friend who comes by on occasion. In fact, I haven't seen him in weeks. He gets around a lot more than I do. You should ask him. Sorry, I never eat out. I get all my cold cuts delivered. But I do know of some places where if you're not careful, you'll be someone's lunch. Sounds like fun. What can I do for you? Sounds like fun. What can I do for you? You again. You should be dead. You must mean Jemima the Swamp Queen. You're lucky to be alive. She must have taken a liking to you. That drum is no ordinary drum. It's that hypnotic sound that turns you into a zombie. It's a hearing aid of sorts. It doesn't work so good, but it goes with my uniform. I thought I told you to keep away. Well, I normally wouldn't while on duty, but that's an offer I can't refuse. And to show my appreciation, I'd like to give you this useless hearing aid in return.
That's no way to use a key. Raskal is a formidable lizard guard. He is hard of hearing, and also has a sweet tooth for stiff, soggy carcasses. Why would Quickthorpe want to do that? The lizard guard couldn't be bothered. He'd be squished like a snail. But he's asleep, so you shouldn't do that. The wooden tower is firmly guarded. Raskal has strict orders from his boss, the snake demon, to not let anyone in or anything out. A long, winding mountain path leads up to the gates of the ancient city. The swamp is teeming with all sorts of foul life forms. The trees are dripping poisonous moss. The trees are not really suited for climbing, and besides, this is no time for monkey business. These majestic mountains are the great divide between the frozen lands and the land of mists. The reeds have been thriving in this swamp for many years. The reeds are just fine where they are. A spear made of bamboo from the swamp. That is no way to use a spear.
All it takes is one swift move and those keys are mine. Just like taking candy from a baby. I'd like to get my hands on those keys. He's out cold. I better act quick. I should do something while he's not looking. That wouldn't be very sportsmanlike. That doesn't do anything. It looks like he's going to be out for a while. I won't be needing a duplicate key now. It looks like that way goes further into the swamps. There's no way I'm swimming in that. I could do a lot of damage with that bamboo spear. This spear might come in handy along the way. It looks like the way into the tower. The door's locked. That doesn't do anything. The door to the wooden tower is wide open. See you later, alligator. I'm just going to take a stroll up that mountain. Then where does that path in the swamp lead to? What sort of trouble? What is this strange land of purple haze? My name's Quickthorpe. I've come to kill the snake demon. I'm a famous ornithologist from the University of Balkan. My name's Quickthorpe. I've just flown in on an eagle. Do you know anything about some stolen jewels? Can you tell me anything else about this place? Great. Thanks for the tip. Can you tell me what's in the tower behind you? Do you know where I can find Angor the snake demon? Yes, I see. Well, you just keep up the good job and I'll be moving along. Do you know a good place to get some lunch? In that case, see you later, alligator. I'm just out and about picking mushrooms. Just tell them Fast Freddy was here. Just tell them Fast Freddy said hi. I'm out of here. I'm picking mushrooms and berries, thank you. Does everybody here look like you? Why does she beat that drum? What makes it so special? What's that thing you're sticking in your ear? Real chic, but it looks more like a horn or trumpet if you ask me. I'm out of here. Would you like a soggy possum? Thanks a lot. I can't wait to try it out.
I said I was grateful. I didn't say I was easy. Why, I wouldn't have any use for things like that. Ah, freedom at last. It's been so long since I've been cooped up in that cage. I'm just aching all over. Dear me, my manners are simply awful. How can I ever thank you? Not so fast, big guy. I've just gotten out of my cage. I was locked up in there, you silly. I've been in that cage ever since that horrible snake demon decided that I was dangerous. Because he is evil. Pure evil. Like all those other horrible demons ruling over these lost lands. Oh, my dear Quickthorpe. If only you knew the danger you and your people are in. My dear Quickthorpe, The beasts which you speak of are not the ones truly responsible for what has happened to your people. The true legend goes far back to the ancient times when the Mechubars ruled this world. You must be very careful with this emerald. It must not fall into the wrong hands. If my suspicions are correct, there's someone else even more dangerous than you can imagine behind all of this. I can only hope that you will not fall into the same trap as the others did. I am speaking of the very same beast that you must now destroy. But there is an even greater one who will destroy your people if you're not careful. There is still a chance. I want you to take this powder. It will help you and protect you. Use the powder wisely. And don't forget to mix it well. You must now go quickly to the ancient city in the highlands. There you will find Izion. He is wise and can help you. Izion will have something that is very important to you and the destiny of your people. At least you have the manners not to ask how old I am. My name is Iris. I'm what you call a fairy because, well, I'm sexy and I can do magic. Well, you're pretty cute yourself. What's your name? Quickthorpe. I am simply charmed to make your acquaintance.
A cage in the far corner of the room is glowing with a warm light. Rascal's bed is untidy and not very clean. That is no way to use a book. That doesn't do anything. He won't notice this book is missing. Upon examining the flask, Quickthorpe discovers that it is empty. The flask cannot be used this way. This is no way to use an axe. Iris is a magnificent creature. And although it doesn't show, she's been round the block a few times. An old blanket is lying on the floor. You don't know the first thing about making a fire. The guard tower is where Rascal, the lizard guard, keeps his victuals and grog.
There's something alive in that cage. Is there anybody in there? I'd rather not do that. There's something trapped in that cage, but I can't get to it yet. There doesn't appear to be anything else in the cage, but there isn't anything there. I'm not very sleepy at the moment. It looks like a book, among other things, has been stashed behind the curtain. It looks like the lizard guard's alarm clock. I won't be needing that. I don't see anything special about it. It's all handwritten and there are no pictures in it. The table seems to be made of oak. I remember when I was young climbing those trees. Oh well, I've got better things to do. I wonder what's in that flask. Even an empty flask could come in handy. There's an axe hanging on the wall. I could do some real damage with that axe. This axe will definitely come in handy. Those vases don't interest me at all. That doesn't seem to do anything. I bet she'd let me. I'd rather not look in that box. I couldn't be bothered. I think I'll leave it where it is. He could really have done with a dusting once in a while. This place is disgusting. I don't feel cold right now. I kind of like this old blanket. There's a small hearth for stoking a good fire and heating grog. So long, honey. I've got more important things to do. How about we get more comfortable? What were you doing in that cage? Why has he done such a bad thing? But I do. That's why I'm on this journey to take back the jewels from those beasts who stole them from our people. And I'm going to kill those beasts if it's the last thing I do. They're to blame for the way things are. The Mechubars, who are they? And what is that supposed to mean, the true legend? I've already found the emerald after killing the ice giant of the frozen lands. Is that not proof enough? But what others are you talking about? So you're telling me things aren't looking so good for me? You could start by telling me who you are. You sure are pretty, whatever you are. My name's Quickthorpe. I've come from the frozen lands to find the lost jewels of Balkan.
The mountains are the only safe place to be, high up within the walls of the ancient city. But even there are no guarantees. The small bridge comes in handy for Rascal, the lizard guard, when he visits Marissa the giant spider for some soggy leftovers. Under the bridge lies a poisoned possum. Not very good for the digestion. In the distance is a large platform, looking like a giant nest. You'd better wait until it dries. Quickthorpe now owns his first musical instrument. It's too bad he's got no rhythm.
There are a lot of strange plants in this swamp. Those trees are dripping with poisonous sap and moss. There's nothing else there. Sick minds think alike. It's a rotten, stinking, dead possum. Do I have to? It's slimy and it stinks. Well, why not? It's kind of cute. It looks like an ordinary old drum. It still looks like an ordinary old drum to me. She's not wearing a bra. She looks a lot like the lizard guard. She's definitely not my type. I don't think she would appreciate that. I better get a move on. But wow, what was that? I'd like to try it again. Okay, I admit it. I screwed up again. But I'm a computer sprite, all right, so can you pretty please put me back into the game?
That's real sweet of you, honey. But I don't need that. child, don't even think about getting by me till I'm through with you. Let's not be long on words. Listen, sugar, I got some sweet sounds to soothe your soul. Well, I declare, child, you sure know what's good for you. Now you just sit still and Jemima's gonna make you feel all better.
That's no way to use a key. Marissa is extremely unfriendly. Quickthorpe should avoid her cruel appetite. Why would Quickthorpe want to do that? That's no way to use a spider's web. Quickthorpe is now the proud owner of a piece of spider web.
I wonder if that's the lizard guard's friend. Or at least what's left of him. Wow, there's a small gold key attached to those bones. There's certainly not much left of him. There's nothing else there. Looks like a small gold key. Now, I just got to figure out what this key's supposed to open. I better not get too close. That doesn't seem to do anything. This place is covered in a purple haze. I'm not going out of my way. Those mountains are pretty far away. A big spider makes a big web. Nothing there but a thick, sticky web. I'm not touching that thing. That doesn't do anything. This spider web is a lot smaller. I can handle that. At least I don't see any dead insects. If I'm not careful, I'll be joining the collection. The only proper thing to do with these bones is bury them. Anything crawling out of that hole has got to be big. I'm not into self-sacrifice, thank you. That's a big friggin' spider and I'm not getting any closer to her. Okay, that's it. She does not want any new friends. Okay, that's it. She does not want any new friends. Let's see if she likes some music. That should keep her down in her hole.
An old fortress known as the Ancient City can be seen in the distance. A large circular design decorates the spot with the best scenic view in all the lands. It's too bad Quickthorpe is too busy to enjoy it. A small collection of vases has been placed by the circular platform. It's a vase. Quickthorpe takes the vase filled with water. Quickthorpe cannot use the nuts in this manner. There's a lot of nuts in this jar. It's a very rare mountain tulip. That's no way to use a tulip.
I can't see anything more from here. It's those strange markings again. That doesn't seem to work. I'd rather look around a bit more. That doesn't seem to do anything. Yep, it's a vase and it's filled to the brim with water. I'm not very thirsty now. It looks like the squirrels have been busy. I should save the rest for the squirrels. I can always come back. I'll just help myself to one of these nuts. It looks solid as far as rocks go. I've never seen a flower like that before. Shazam! I've got the flower. That's odd. It doesn't look at all like a broom handle. It's a kind of stick or lever. That doesn't do anything. I'm not taking that. It doesn't look anything like a broom handle. I must have triggered a secret mechanism. And down we go again. I don't want to go there again. Wow, I'm back up here now. This planet is really connected and screwed up. Oh well, I'll just have to make the best of it.
It took you long enough. I've been waiting a long, long time for you. That, my friend, is for me to know and for you to find out. In good time, in good time. Now tell me, have you got the jewels? It means simply that I have been waiting a long, long time for those jewels. I am omnipotent. Therefore, I can afford to be presumptuous. But I cannot afford to be waiting around any longer for those jewels. Now stop playing games with me and hand them over. Don't play me for a fool, child. Because the truth is, I'm not as dumb as you look. The fact that you're standing here very much alive tells me that you're a liar. I should kill you right here on the spot. Instead, I'm going to spare your miserable little life. In exchange, you're going to get out to get the rest of the jewels. And just like you said, you're going to hand all of them over to me when you return. You will know in good time. Now get out of here. I need to rest. Don't you want to save all the innocent people of Balkane and restore our beautiful Balkanian world? So, you've got the big picture now. That's the spirit. Just what I like to hear. And that's exactly the reason why you should give me the jewels. Between you and me, my son, we can rule the world. Seriously, though, I'm only thinking for the good of your people. That's why I need those jewels. That's the spirit. After all, what do you owe all those inferior humans? Peanuts, I say. So hand over those jewels, and together we'll rule the world. It took you long enough. I've been waiting a long, long time for you. That, my friend, is for me to know and for you to find out. In good time, in good time. Now tell me, have you got the jewels? It means simply that I have been waiting a long, long time for those jewels. I am omnipotent, therefore I can afford to be presumptuous. But I cannot afford to be waiting around any longer for those jewels. Now stop playing games with me and hand them over. Don't blame me for a fool, child, because the truth is I'm not as dumb as you look. The fact that you're standing here very much alive tells me that you're a liar. I don't want to hear any of your lame excuses. Do you have any idea how important those jewels are to me? I don't know how much you really know, but you're a lot smarter than I've given you credit for. Anyway, it was a long time ago. Mind you, I was a young man then. It all seemed a good thing at the beginning when the Mecubars had just come to our planet. They were a race of astral beings that had come to Balkane through a kind of gateway. They called themselves the World Walkers. They were extremely gentle creatures for the most part. The most remarkable thing about them, apart from their extremely advanced technology, was that they existed as luminous orbs. They could travel out of body simply because they had no body, no flesh, that is. They were pure energy and living light, which is why they needed us humans, you see. They had all the power and technology to do anything, and yet they seemed completely helpless, or rather useless, without us. It's as if the Mecubars needed us humans to act out all their fantasies and to give meaning to their existence. As I was saying, it so happened that in my younger days I was an assistant to the scribe of the Mecubarian High Priest. I was forced to participate and enact some bizarre rituals and ceremonies of the Mecubars. I can tell you, clear as you're standing there, I saw some amazing things. In the obscure arcanes of the Mecubars' secret ceremonies, I came to understand that they had some kind of mysterious technology. I was certain that their technology, which I believe is locked away in the archives, allowed the Mecubars to walk the worlds throughout all the universe. But above all, the real power that I was looking for was their secret key to immortality. To live forever. This, my son, is what I've been after for what already seems to be an eternity. How incredibly perceptive you are. You can see that I am now very old with barely enough strength left to breathe. This is why I convinced your village priest to send someone from the village to look for the jewels and the golden key that holds the jewels. The Mecubar's golden key with the 4 jewels is the only way into those archives. It is in those archives where the great secret of the Mecubars is hidden. But then you must know all that by now, a bright young man like yourself. So I cut him in on the deal. Everyone has their price, my friend, including you. But then all are accountable in the end. If you give me those jewels with the golden key, I promise you the way to infinite wisdom and immortality. I can't think of a better deal than that. After all, your soul is such a small price to pay. What? So things didn't work out as I planned? Is that my fault? It was those damned Mecubars. They're the ones that started this mess in the first place. So tell me, what's it going to be for you, my son? Death or glory?
No! You can't do this to me! Come back here!
Yes, at last. All the jewels are mine after all these years. And now you, like all the others, must die. Don't you want to save all the innocent people of Balkane and restore our beautiful Balkanian world? It's you again. Well, have you found what I've been looking for? Do you have any idea how important those jewels are to me? I'm not interested in your stupid remarks. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't believe you for a second. You're a lousy liar. There's not much else to say, is there? You must now recant and hand over those jewels and the extra-large key along with them. What in the land of shadows is that supposed to mean? I don't know how much you really know, but you're a lot smarter than I've given you credit for. Anyway, it was a long time ago. Mind you, I was a young man then. It all seemed a good thing at the beginning when the Mecubars had just come to our planet. They were a race of astral beings that had come to Balkane through a kind of gateway. They called themselves the World Walkers. They were extremely gentle creatures for the most part. The most remarkable thing about them, apart from their extremely advanced technology, was that they existed as luminous orbs. They could travel out of body simply because they had no body, no flesh, that is. They were pure energy and living light, which is why they needed us humans, you see. They had all the power and technology to do anything, and yet they seemed completely helpless, or rather useless, without us. It's as if the Mecubars needed us humans to act out all their fantasies and to give meaning to their existence. As I was saying, it so happened that in my younger days I was an assistant to the scribe of the Mecubarian High Priest. I was forced to participate and enact some bizarre rituals and ceremonies of the Mecubars. I can tell you, clear as you're standing there, I saw some amazing things. In the obscure arcanes of the Mecubars' secret ceremonies, I came to understand that they had some kind of mysterious technology. I was certain that their technology, which I believe is locked away in the archives, allowed the Mecubars to walk the worlds throughout all the universe. But above all, the real power that I was looking for was their secret key to immortality. To live forever. This, my son, is what I've been after for what already seems to be an eternity. How incredibly perceptive you are. You can see that I am now very old with barely enough strength left to breathe. This is why I convinced your village priest to send someone from the village to look for the jewels and the golden key that holds the jewels. The Mecubar's golden key with the 4 jewels is the only way into those archives. It is in those archives where the great secret of the Mecubars is hidden. But then you must know all that by now, a bright young man like yourself. So I cut him in on the deal. Everyone has their price, my friend, including you. But then all are accountable in the end. If you give me those jewels with the golden key, I promise you the way to infinite wisdom and immortality. I can't think of a better deal than that. After all, your soul is such a small price to pay. So things didn't work out as I planned. Is that my fault? It was those damned Mecubars. They're the ones that started this mess in the first place. So tell me, what's it going to be for you, my son? Death or glory?
No! You can't do this to me! Come back here!
Yes, at last. All the jewels are mine after all these years. And now you, like all the others, must die.
A very old man sits sleeping in his chair. A magnificent machine stands in the center of the cave. I don't see any reason to take this machine. It's an underground solar lamp with little planetary spheres attached. The little spheres represent other neighboring planets around Balkane. Upon pressing this very important button, all of history can be erased in an instant. This feature will be present in Windows 2000. It is very tempting, isn't it? Don't even think of it. Quickthorpe has no right to be messing around with history. These large vessels contain cosmic plasma, used to lubricate the gears of the machine. Quickthorpe cannot take the device driver. This one is stuck. You can't move it. The flame on this candle was blown out long ago. Quickthorpe cannot use the Candle of Time. Quickthorpe can't take the Candle of Time.
This guy is sawing logs. He's still sleeping. There's something about his face that makes me feel uneasy. This must be some kind of weather machine or mechanism for controlling the seasons. That doesn't do anything. I've no idea how to operate this machine. I better not fool around with that. Something awful could happen. That's a senseless thing to do. I should leave the solar lamp right where it is. I can't see myself sticking those in my pockets. I can't use the cosmic plasma vessels. Those bird heads must be some kind of strange lever device. Oh my gosh, this is quite a setup he's got here. I don't see any point in wasting my time here. That's right, it's me. And who, pray tell, are you? Would you then tell me, kind sir, who you are and why you've been waiting such a long time? Just what exactly is that supposed to mean? You're very presumptuous. What makes you think I have any jewels? The truth is, I don't have any jewels. Yes, I confess. I'm not even worthy to be in your presence, O great and benevolent master. I do have some jewels, but not all of them. I beg of you to spare me so that I may be able to give them to you when I return. Okay, I promise to do that as soon as I get back with all 4 of the jewels, but couldn't you at least tell me who you are? Give me one good reason why I should. No, not really. I'm looking at the big picture now. Gee, I'll have to get back to you on that one. Gosh, I haven't really thought about that lately. In fact, I've got some big plans for the future, and frankly, I don't see anybody but me. I'll need a little time to think about it. That's right, it's me. And who, pray tell, are you? Would you then tell me, kind sir, who you are and why you've been waiting such a long time? Just what exactly is that supposed to mean? You're very presumptuous. What makes you think I have any jewels? The truth is, I don't have any jewels. Well, it's not quite that simple, you see. I don't know what I want. I've been trying to be diplomatic about the whole thing, but you give me no choice. The truth is, I've been wise to your ways for some time now. So I think you should explain yourself before I even consider giving you any jewels. So go ahead, I'm listening. I want the truth. I've heard of these mechubars in my travels. They sound really cool. Tell me more. I don't mean to be flippant, but I know someone who does this for me, and she isn't a mechubar. But go on, please. It doesn't look like you've got much more time left. I didn't exactly know that last bit, but I think everything is starting to fall into place now. So, in fact, all of this has been one big setup from the very beginning. What really pisses me off is that our village priest knew about it all along. Is that what you promised the village priest? And what about your friends who were turned into beasts? I'll have to think about that one. That was a nice story. Have you considered making the movie? I especially like the death and glory options for the grand finale. But I can't for the life of me figure out why I should share my glory with you, old man. In fact, I'm going to leave you here to stink and rot. Here, take the jewels and the gold key. Give me one good reason why I should. I'll need a little time to think about it. Hey there, old man, wake up! Well, it's not quite that simple, you see. What? Do I look like a mind reader to you? No, I still haven't found what you're looking for. Yes, it's true I'm a lousy liar. Tell me more. You should talk, you filthy double-crossing scum. I know all about your slimy scheme. I've been trying to be diplomatic about the whole thing, but you give me no choice. The truth is, I've been wise to your ways for some time now. So I think you should explain yourself before I even consider giving you any jewels. So go ahead, I'm listening. I want the truth. I've heard of these mechubars in my travels. They sound really cool. Tell me more. I don't mean to be flippant, but I know someone who does this for me, and she isn't a mechubar. But go on, please. It doesn't look like you've got much more time left. I didn't exactly know that last bit, but I think everything is starting to fall into place now. So, in fact, all of this has been one big setup from the very beginning. What really pisses me off is that our village priest knew about it all along. Is that what you promised the village priest? And what about your friends who were turned into beasts? I'll have to think about that one. That was a nice story. Have you considered making the movie? I especially like the death and glory options for the grand finale. But I can't for the life of me figure out why I should share my glory with you, old man. In fact, I'm going to leave you here to stink and rot. Here, take the jewels and the gold key.
I have no need for such things. Hold on there, little guy. Nobody gets past the mighty Titan. Sorry, but I've never heard of the guy. Then try this in your drink. I must congratulate you. You are the first human I've seen to make it here in a long time. What happened to the sentry at the frontier? Asleep at his post, was he? Very little chance indeed. I genuinely discourage anyone wanting to enter the ancient city. It would be my pleasure. Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. See how you're frightening me? I can't wait to see you do that.
This jolly-looking character is known as the Titan of the Mists. Each stone in this fortress was hand-cut and placed with pixel-perfect precision. That did the trick.
Those don't scare me. There's not much I can do with the statue. That doesn't seem to do anything. I don't trust that guy's smile. That's not even going to faze him. I'll need some heavier artillery than this. Those doors look solid. And check out those knockers. These doors aren't budging one bit. That doesn't do anything. The gates are open. It looks like there's a village inside. It must be the gatekeeper's shack. I'm afraid the whole wall would crumble to the ground. It looks like the door is bolted. I hate it when the door's locked. I should use a more persuasive method. That doesn't seem to work. The door's wide open now. I don't see anything else of interest. I'll just take a peek in here and look around. I've got to go now. Bye. Can you tell me how to find an old man named Izion? You really look more like an ice cube to me. The even mightier Quickthorpe stops for no one. What are the chances of me getting into the ancient city? I'm at a complete loss for words right now. Bummer, no wonder Iris told me to be careful with this bloody stuff. Let's see you try that again. That was just a lucky shot. Your luck has just run out, Titan. I'm gonna blow you away this time. Come on now, I'm not fooling around. I mean it this time.
And it's blue, too. That is no way to use money. Judging from the way everything is all broken up, I'll bet someone here put up a good fight. I don't see anything in there.
Yep, it's a bottle all right. I can't use the bottle. That doesn't do anything. I feel like a klepto taking all these things. Money in the hay. This is my lucky day. All I can see is a bunch of hay. I can see 6 gold pieces. You can never have enough money. He's a frisky little rat. You dirty rat, quit running around so I can squish you. I really couldn't be bothered. All in all, it's a nice day. I am not going to carry around a very large, broken pot. It looks empty. Hey there, little monster. I'm not afraid of you. On a clear day like this, you can see forever. There's a large body of water on the horizon. I didn't know Balkan had a sea. It looks empty.
It's going to take a lot more than that to get anything out of me. Get out of here, boy. I don't need your handouts. Fine day, my blistering bottom. How'd you like a kick in yours, you little whippersnapper? If I had a leg to kick you with, I'd send you straight to Timbuktu. That's me boat sitting at the docks. At least it was before I was forced into retirement. Now all I've got's a bunch of old sailors' stories and some stupid gargoyles are picking and a feeding at what's left of me. You would you? Well, what's in it for me if I do? In case you haven't noticed, there isn't one old sailor's home in this blasted town. Now get out of here. You stink like lilacs and it's turning me stomach. You could get me back me leg from those bloody man-eaters. Now get out of here before I plug you. Thank you, Sonny. I'll tell you what, you see this door behind me? There's more stories in there than you can ever imagine. There's an old-timer keeping his shop, if he's still kicking, that is. The stories I've got ain't really fit for young ears like yours. Do yourself a favour. Don't get close to those darn birds. Did you get back me leg from those blasted gargoyles? That's nice of you, son. How about giving it to me now? Hell and thunder, that was way before my time. There's not much to know. Legend says there was a lost city buried deep under the ocean, and it was built by alien beings living on Balkan a long time ago. That it does, son. But if there's an old city down there, it's guarded by a horrible gorgon. I should know, 'cause I lost many a good sailor to that beast. Shh, not so loud. Where did you hear about those people? I don't know what kind of trouble you're up to, son, but I don't want no part of it. Now, where's my leg? Get out of here, you little worm. I hope they kill all you, smear you across the hull covered with poison barnacles and toss your gizzards to the sharks. Thank you, Sonny. I'll tell you what. You see this door behind me? There's more stories in there than you could ever imagine. There's an old-timer keeping his shop, if he's still kicking, that is. The stories I got ain't really fit for young ears like yours. So do yourself a favour. Don't get too close to those darn birds.
A one-legged beggar is sitting down and enjoying some good weather. That house looks like the ones in your village. This temple was actually built during the time of the Mecubals. Quickthorpe can't see the shed from where he's standing. It looks like the gargoyle's actually chained to his perch. Quickthorpe cannot open the lock like that.
This shack is completely deserted. It looks like no one's been living here for years. Poor old guy. He looks stone drunk as well. This building looks a lot like the ones in my village. That building looks like it was designed by some wacky cult worshipper. That's a flaky-looking gargoyle if I've ever seen one. Just look at that expression on his face. I don't even want to know what he's thinking. I'm not giving this gargoyle anything. That doesn't do anything. I could just go on in and peek around. I wonder if anyone's home. I've never seen anything like it. I'll bet those doors are made of pure polyurethane. Judging from the sign above the door, it looks like an old library. I've never seen a boat like that before. It must be an early model airship. I don't know the first thing about sailing. That's beyond my ability. Buzz off, you old fart. A fine day to you, sir. Why, thank you. Yes, I would. Whose boat is that back there? I'd like to hear one of your stories. I'll have to think about that one. Why are you just sitting here? Gee, sounds awful. How can I help? Will you tell me a story for 1 gold piece? I'll keep that in mind. Hello there again, poor old beggar man. Yes, I did. First, what can you tell me about the engulfed fortress? It sounds like a far-fetched story to me. Do you suppose that these alien beings have anything to do with the Mecubars? Let's just say a little fairy told me. What leg? Oh, that leg, right. Sorry, old man, but I lied. Those gargoyles in the house already ate it. Will you tell me a story for 1 gold piece? I've already been in there. So I guess there's no point in me spending my money on you. Buzz off, you old fart. Eat turds and die, you lousy bird. Are you having a nice day? Is there anything I can do for you? You say you're being kept here against your will? And that you're being chained here in the town square to be humiliated in public? Well, I'll just have to do something about that.
Little human, you should know better than to come barging in my house without knocking. Come closer and I'll show you. Then you're not as stupid as you look. Flattery will get you nowhere with me. It was. Now it's smoked jerky. Would you care to have a chew? That would be a nice gesture on your part. Why don't you come here and take it? Too bad you don't know what you're missing. Nothing beats taking candy from a baby to brighten your day, is there? I can't argue with you there.
I've been grounded for not doing the chores. I don't know. She ran off with a sailor when I was little. At least I've got my red ball. And there's soup a lollipop. You've just taken my lollipop. I don't know. She ran off with a sailor when I was little. At least I've got my red ball.
I'm just dicking around with this Play-Doh. My therapist says it's good for working out my warped frustrations.
He must be the one who ripped off the old beggar's leg. The buffet contains some necessary kitchen items. A portrait of the previous owner of this house hangs on the wall. Even I don't want to find out what's in that chest. They look delicious too. Quickthorpe has no use for cranberries.
He must be the father gargoyle. That's not going to get me anywhere. I should save it for something important. Those children look just as playful as can be. They look real intelligent too. I better not. Their father might not approve. That would be a mean thing to do. Those children are just as playful as can be. I see a jar, a keg, and some flasks too. Well, what have we here? A large chest? I'll bet it's filled with chopped body parts. I'm not carrying that thing around with me. I'm not touching anything in this house. I don't even want to know what they've been burning in there. I'm not touching anything in there. Okay, it's a candle, so what? I'd rather have a flashlight, but I haven't got any matches. That doesn't do anything. Something tells me I'm better off not looking behind there. There are some cranberries on the table. I'm not falling for that trick. I've got to go now. Bye. I was just leaving, thank you. What is that disgusting smell? I'll keep my distance, thank you. Nice looking kids you've got. I should think not. By the way, is that the old beggar's leg you're eating? I was rather thinking of returning it to him. On second thoughts, I'll let you keep it. It's better than ripping the leg off of an old beggar. I've got to go now, bye. Hey, little guy, why the long face? As the man said to the pony. I know how you feel. Where's your mommy? I guess I can't blame her, if you know what I mean. That's the spirit. I shouldn't waste any time fooling around with kids. Hey, little guy, why the long face? As the pirate said to the crocodile. And don't you ever forget that. Where's your mommy? I guess I can't blame her, if you know what I mean. That's the spirit. I shouldn't waste any time fooling around with kids. I've got to go now, bye. Hey there, young one, what are you playing with? I think it's called expressing yourself. This kid looks a bit disturbed. I better not bother with him.
Now, what is that supposed to prove? Those books are on self-help and personal improvement. They're quite popular these days. Those three in particular are my favorite ones in the whole library. Don't be tearing up my books. Please, by all means, help yourself. Shh! There's all kinds of books in this place. It all depends on what you're looking for. Not anymore. Most of the books have all been destroyed by the snake demon. Those darn gargoyles next door are a nuisance, too. Everything inhuman in these lands has some connection with that evil beast. I lent that book out to a sailor quite a long time ago. Haven't seen it since. I wouldn't even wish you to find him. He's an evil beast. Just step out to the town square. It's on your right. Young man, I don't carry that kind of trash. The adult section is in the back room, but it's closed today for an inventory. Is it Iris you're talking about? Well, yes, as a matter of fact, she flew in here not long ago. You must be the boy she was telling me about. Quickthorpe, is it? That's quite a special name for a special person. Iris has asked me to give you something I've been keeping here for many years. Not until I'm sure you're the man. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Let's see here. Memories of an Enchanted Evening. I've been looking everywhere for this book. Thank you, Quickthorpe. Iris told me about your mission and has asked me to help you. Please, take this ancient key. It's the only thing I have left from the time of the Mekubars. Guard this key during your quest, for the jewels that you seek must be properly placed into it. This key and its jewels are the only future for the people of Balkane. And you, Quickthorpe, are their only chance for that future. When you have reclaimed the fourth jewel, you will then know what you must do. By the way, you might as well take this old key. I've no idea what it's for, but it could be useful.
Isaiah is a wise old man with a crazed look in his eyes that cuts through you like a knife. Quickthorpe should respect his elders. That is no way to use a book. There's another desk for anyone who wishes to spend the rest of their life in the library. There is a ladder for anyone wanting to take books from the upper shelves. That would not be very polite of Quickthorpe. Only Isaiah is allowed to use the ladder. These old candles offer the only light when Isaiah is reading late at night. The candles should be left in the library. After all, Isaiah's eyes are tired, and he's not getting any younger. Quickthorpe has no use for the candles.
That must be the old guy the beggar was talking about. It looks like he's been here for centuries. This place is filled with books. It's too bad I don't know how to read real good. I should ask permission first. It's a nice desk he's got, but it looks like it was built for someone with very short legs. I shouldn't sit down. After all, I've got a job to do. I think I'll have a look around here. It's a nice place you got here, sir. What kind of books do you have here? Do you have anything on animal husbandry? Why doesn't that surprise me? Is there any connection between those gargoyles and the snake demon? Have you got the Yellow River by I.P. Freely? Can you tell me where I might find the snake demon? Don't worry about me, old-timer. That snake's going to be mincemeat after I'm through with him. Have you seen a sexy fairy in a cape? What kind of trash do you carry? You shouldn't speak about Iris in that way. That's right, my name is Quickthorpe. I can't wait to see it. What is it? We have nothing left to discuss then. I've been saving this flower for someone like you. I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm underage. I found this book in the same tower where Iris was held prisoner. If that isn't proof, I don't know what is.
Oh no, not yet. There is something you have forgotten to do. Can Quickthorpe vanquish the snake demon? Or will he be reduced to smouldering toothpicks? Angor, the great snake demon, is now a shriveled piece of foul-smelling meat. A couple of more jewels like this one, and you'll be set for life. This one looks exceptionally nice. It looks like there are 5 of them. That is no way to use money.
I better keep my distance. There's probably thousands of little poisonous vipers squirming around down there. There is no way I'm taking anything from there. Those poor suckers, that's a heck of a way to die. If I really wanted bones and skulls, I could have taken some a while ago. Personally, I don't think using those bones will do the trick. I better keep my distance. These king cobra snakes are poisonous. I've no interest in a dead snake. Bullseye. That's 2 down and 2 to go. The hard part of this job is going to be when I have to hand these jewels over to some old coot when I've done all the work. I almost didn't see this money hiding back here. That's not on my list of things to do. Personally, I don't see the point. Those poor suckers, that's a heck of a way to get finished off. What the heck? I can always use the cash. I've got to go now, bye. I'm here to take you out and stomp on your skull, you no-good rotten snake. Sure I do. My grandmother makes a mincemeat pie every Sunday. You mean with my hypnotic drum? But how do you know about that? Rats. Maybe I should duck out of here until I've figured out how to waste this slime.
You're the mortal child who says he's going to make mincemeat out of me. I'll bet you don't even know what mincemeat looks like. Why don't you try your little drummer boy routine like you did with my lizard guard? Silly mortal. Angor sees all and knows all things in the lands of mists. You're a persistent little pest like the creeping insects you are. You should have stayed away this time.
The cabin boy works hard to earn his keep. Despite his appearance, he's a really bright boy. Poor kid. Looks like he's got it tough. It looks like it goes to the captain's cabin. The balloon is used to sail the ship, of course. Bursting the balloon would not be a good idea. Actually, this is the petrified head of the captain's first wife.
Psst. Don't mind him. He's not that bad. He's easy to get around once you know how absent-minded he is. The captain would sure get mad if he ever found out. Thanks a lot. No one's ever given me a lollipop before. By the way, I already changed the price in the captain's log for you. I'm open to any suggestions. I have to go back to work now. Anywhere but the skanker range. It's too high of an altitude for this old tub. That's nice of you, sir, but the captain would skin me alive if he ever found out.
He looks like a salty old dog. I'll bet he could sail this old tub anywhere. On second thoughts, he might not be an easy character to deal with. There's no reason to do a thing like that. I wonder what's down there. I'll bet that goes down into the galley. I didn't know ships had doors. That cannon probably comes in handy against pirates. I'd like to, but it would probably be my last shot. That would probably just make the captain very angry.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Are you the captain of this ship? Can you take me to the engulfed fortress? Do you think that this ship is seaworthy? The engulfed fortress might be fun to visit. I'll just walk to Mickey D's. The service is better and it's definitely cheaper. Would you mind taking me to the Emerald Forest? You mentioned a roundabout way of getting to the engulfed fortress. I think I can manage that. That's still too much for me. I'm taking a hike, you old salt.
I think I'm going to be sick.
That was a pretty mean thing he did, smacking you on the head like that. Can you rewrite those fares in the captain's book? I wish I could talk you into changing the fares in the captain's book. Can this ship take me to the engulfed fortress? You've done an excellent job cleaning the floors. Would you like to have a lollipop?
I'm not interested in any of your trinkets and toys, son. I hope you're not looking for trouble. Stand back, son. The galley's off limits to civilians. Get your vermin hands off that door! That's my cabin and it's off limits to the likes of you. That I am, mate. Welcome on board. I can take you just about anywhere, but if you're asking me to fly over the Skanker range, forget it. I just got back from that cursed place. We got ice centred and left high and dry on the snow caps. I lost my entire crew except for this lazy cabin boy. She's seaworthy, airworthy, you name it, she's worthy all right. It all depends on where you're going and what you're paying. But that's on the other side of the Skanker range. There ain't no way I'm crossing that again. Hold on a minute. I know of a roundabout way of getting there. Figuring there's some pretty rough seas yonder, it's going to cost you about, let's see here, yep, 15 gold pieces should do the fare. Excuse me a sec. What in tarnation are you gawking at? Get back to work. You took either a wrong turn somewhere or a pretty good hit on the noggin. I ain't seen nor heard of no Emerald Forest anywhere in these parts. I did? Yes, that's right. But it's still going to cost you. Let's see here. Yes, here it is. The engulfed fortress. We'll have to go by way of sea, so it's going to be 8 gold pieces. Can you handle it, son? You know where to find me then, if you still want to go. Son, you've just sport yourself for one-way trip to the engulfed fortress. I see as well you give me a bit too many gold pieces, but I do appreciate the tip.
It's no easy chore scrubbing the blood and guts off after a deep-sea fishing cruise, so all you'll have to pay is 8 gold pieces.
This is the one and only Balkanian Sea. It has clear turquoise waters that make it ideal for snorkeling or scuba diving. Pity about the sharks. Quickthorpe should not fraternize with the captain. The cabin boy is too busy with his chores to take any more notice of Quickthorpe. The cabin boy is too busy doing his chores to take notice of Quickthorpe. You don't need a cannon. That doesn't do anything. Now that the shark is dead, you don't mind jumping in. There is a hatch that leads down to the ship's galley. The hatch is now open. The hatch is already open. The figure on the bow of the ship is actually the petrified head of the captain's first wife. Actually, it's called a port. A port is used to enter one part of the ship from another. The balloon is used to sail the ship, of course.
The captain appears to have resumed his duties and is now ignoring my presence. I wonder what's going on in his mind right now. Poor kid. He works much too hard. I'll bet this cannon has never been fired. Sure, but I don't see any cannonballs. I guess I'll never know what's in that barrel. I'll keep the space I have left in my pockets for things I really need. I still can't see anything through that window. I better not. I might break the window. Dear me, there's a shark in the water. This could pose a serious problem. The shark seems to like the meat. I've heard that sharks eat just about anything, but this is ridiculous. Incredibly enough, it would seem that the shark has just died from some horrible food poisoning. I better not do that. These smelly socks could come in handy, like maybe to put something into. How convenient, there's a ladder. I didn't know ships had doors. I've got to go now, bye. But we're in the middle of the ocean. You mean the engulfed fortress? But how will I ever breathe underwater?
You know I'm not interested in any of your trinkets and toys. I told you already to get your little vermin hands off me or I'll kill all you. Here we are, boy. According to the gyro thingamajig, we're spot on. Destination engulfed fortress. That's right, and your emerald fortress is somewhere at the bottom. Right, mate. It's somewhere down below. It's quite simple, actually. All you've got to do is jump overboard and let gravity do its work. My job was to get you here. The rest is your problem. Now, if you don't mind, I've got some work to do.
Quickthorpe takes the magic parchment. I see the captain prefers old-fashioned pillows, among other things. If not for any other reason, Quickthorpe takes the hairpin just to embarrass the captain. A couple of books are there, but all the pages have been torn out. The captain's sabre is really more for showing off. The closest he's ever come to combat is slapping the cabin boy across the head. Quickthorpe cannot take the sword. Quickthorpe cannot use the captain's sword. In a well-lighted corner of the cabin stands a funky little dresser. There's a bunch of candy-coloured jewels in this drawer. These jewels are certified fake. A pair of smelly socks are lying on the bed. You'd rather find out what's inside first. It's going to take a little more imagination than that. Inside the box is a single solitary precious stone. Believe it or not, this is a very special magic stone. There's nothing else there. With a magic stone, you can do just about anything or absolutely nothing. But a spell would help. The captain's cabin is like a kitchen. It looks clean, but it smells filthy.
There's a piece of parchment with some mysterious writing. It might contain some useful secrets to blackmail the captain with. Wow, it looks like it could be some sort of magic spell. That doesn't do anything at all. I think not. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. It's the old hairpin under the pillow trick. I must say I didn't expect this from the captain. As far as hairpins go, this one's not bad. Maybe it's filled with incredible objects from the far seas. Maybe it's filled with junk. I'm certainly not carrying that around. I can't get it open. I couldn't be bothered. There's a bunch of jewels in the drawer. This'll piss off the captain in a big way, but that's his problem. Phew-wee, I can barely stand the smell of myself now. These socks smell like old cheese. There's a small box hiding just behind the chest. Wouldn't you know it, there's a lock. I'd rather find out what's inside first. I still can't jimmy the lock. Damn, I'm good. I'm not interested in this box. The box doesn't interest me one bit. I'm not at all interested in this box. I couldn't think of anything else to do, so I popped it into my mouth. I'll take it anyway, just in case.
Quickthorpe is not a certified mechanic and should not be fooling around with the ship's engine. Quickthorpe is not a certified mechanic and should not be fooling around with the ship's engine. Quickthorpe cannot take the ship's engine. That would be an extremely stupid thing to do. The pipe works just like a chimney. Quickthorpe couldn't be bothered. These steak chops have been in this barrel. Quickthorpe can't use the barrel. Quickthorpe can't take the barrel. I don't mind if I do. Whatever that is, it looks toxic. It's quite goopy. It looks more like toxic gunk. It's the engine room, the sleeping quarters, and kitchen galley all in one.
I really like this ladder. I don't like this ladder that much. This must be how they get the hot air to power the ship. That must be the fan that blows the hot air up to the ship's balloon. I couldn't be bothered. That must be how you control the fuel valve. I better not fool around with that thing. I'd rather not fool around with that. No way I'm messing with that thing. Good meat to eat. There's plenty more meat here. This raw steak has been sitting here for a while. That doesn't do anything. I've already got a piece of raw meat. It's not luxury, but they actually look comfortable. I could use a nap, but I shouldn't be loafing around right now. I don't really need a hammock. I don't even want to know what's in there. I'm not even touching those sacks. I wouldn't touch that sack with a 10-foot pole. I barely noticed the handle on this hatch. It looks much too heavy. I've always preferred eating my steak with sauce. I'd rather not. It looks toxic. That strikes me as being a lot easier said than done. More gunk is always a good thing. That would be a completely idiotic thing to do. I'll pass on that one, thank you.
A small school of rare seahorses can be seen from time to time swimming in these waters. Seahorses are an endangered species and should not be mistreated in any way. Seahorses have no need for such things. Why on earth would you need a pocket full of sand? After hours of furious digging, Quickthorpe strikes something hard in the ground and pulls out what appears to be a treasure chest. That is no way to break open a lock. That's right. Quickthorpe is now filthy rich. In fact, the legendary treasure of King Thut is estimated to be approximately priceless. You don't feel like bending over just to pick up sand. The leaves of giant sea cucumbers are spread out all over like an underwater forest. In this seaweed forest, the treasures of a lost civilization are waiting to be discovered.
It's strange, but it looks like the sand texture is a bit clumpy on this spot. That doesn't do anything. I'll bet some pirate buried this treasure chest down here hundreds of years ago. Wouldn't you know it, there's a lock on it. Excellent jackpot! I think we could say that unlimited bar credit will be in order when I get back. I think we could say that I'm now astronomically filthy rich. I think we can all agree that I am now filthy rich. It doesn't look like it's far away from here. The sand looks quite soft around here. Burying this wouldn't be a good idea. I guess there's nothing here. There's nothing buried here. But there's nothing here. I guess there's nothing to dig up here. I couldn't find anything. I've got to go now. Bye. Is this the engulfed fortress? You just let me worry about what's good for me. What are you really trying to tell me? I'm not looking for any trouble, but I've got some important things to do. Tell me where to find the engulfed fortress. Sure, that sounds like some good advice. I'll take my chances anyway. Goodbye. Is that supposed to scare me or something? I really appreciate your concern. It feels like I broke my head. Yes, that's it, except you forgot to mention the 1,000 ice picks in the brain sensation too. Long Dong Silver's the name. Right, just keep moving on, guys. Where else did you expect to find me? I was actually hoping to see you guys again. Guys, really, you shouldn't have. Thanks, but I can't accept such a gift. It's the nicest thing anybody's ever given me.
There he is, guys. He's touched down already. Let's see if he's okay. Are you all right, my friend? No broken bones? You're standing in the seaweed forest. You should stay away from the engulfed fortress if you know what's good for you. Just the same, I wouldn't hold my breath hoping to find anything there. Don't get me wrong, most of us are friendly once you get to know us. It's just that we don't take kindly to strangers down here. You look like a sensible fellow. Go back where you came from while you still can. That's an easy one. It's dead ahead, you can't miss it. Here then, take this bit of kelp. I'm tired of carrying it. Do you feel dizzy with a pounding sensation between the ears? Don't worry about that, it's probably the pressure you're under. You're in it quite deep, you know. Of course, then there's the fact that you're not well adapted to this place, if you know what I mean. Oh no, he's got the bends. Let's get out of here, boys. You're still here, I see. If you say so. Here or there is as good as anywhere. Same here. Actually, we wanted to give you some kelp. It's something we do down here as a sign of goodwill. Take it. I'm tired of carrying it.
A sexy doll-faced siren is sitting on a rock in the middle of the abyss. She's quite charming, but be careful. She can be quite vicious. Oysters are quite rare at the bottom of the sea. A few can still be found scattered about. That's no way to use an oyster. There's nothing else there. It's a shiny pearl. This pearl is going to feel nice in your pocket. These deep trenches carve the bottom of the sea into dark chasms. The edges can be extremely dangerous. Visibility is fairly good. There are no sharks in the abyss. The cliffs of the abyss are covered with razor-sharp coral shells. That would be a foolish thing to do. That is a completely senseless thing to do.
It's a healthy-looking oyster as well. I don't like oysters. Cool, there's something inside this shell. That doesn't do anything. What am I supposed to do with the pearl? There's a few oyster shells laying around here. I can't get it open. There's nothing in here. I'd better not, those coral shells would just cut me to shreds. I've got to go now, bye. Zonkers, I'm going bonkers. Shucks, it's nothing. But what are you doing looking so good on that rock? Sounds good to me. Here goes nothing. I'd rather take a bath in acid. Only if you take off that bulky swimsuit. I see what you mean. I think I'll stick with my own kind, thank you very much. Phew, that was close. How do I know this isn't a trick? I can't say what you look like really, but you sure look good. Don't be afraid, I'm coming.
Ooh, I've been waiting for someone to come along and manhandle me. Knock it off. I don't go for that kind of thing. I'd rather have you in person right here with me. You talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? That's what I'm here for. To be good to you. That is, if you've got what it takes to step onto this rock with me. But it's not a swimsuit. It's my real skin. Come back here, you wimp. I'm not through with you. You silly boy. Tricks are for kids. Do I look like a kid to you? Yoo-hoo. Here I am. Oh, Mr. Wonderful. Come and get me. Yoo-hoo. I'm waiting. Oh, you big, hunky toy boy. Help me, please. I'm stuck here on this rock.
Yes, may I help you? Go get a job, you bum. Use the hose in the garden, you wise guy. Go get a real job, you bum. Yes, may I help you? Please come in. What did you say your name was? Go jump in a hole, you bum. Yes, please come in. What did you say your name was? I thought I told you to get lost. Please come in. What did you say your name was? Go jump in a hole, you bum. Sure, come on in. What did you say your name was?
William is a cranky old crab, but he's quite a nice fellow when you're on his good side. Wild seaweed grows just about everywhere. A great stairway leads to the front entrance of this sprawling private garden estate. A door carved in giant mountain spruce decorates this lovely executive home. You don't feel like bending over just to pick up sand.
Cool-looking hideout. This guy's got class. I especially like the combination of rustic conventionalism splashed in with neo-liquid mauve. That's a pretty nice private garden he's got. This guy must be rich. That doesn't do anything. The sand looks quite soft around here. Burying this wouldn't be a good idea. I guess there's nothing here. There's nothing buried here. But there's nothing here. I guess there's nothing to dig up here. I'll let you get back to your gardening. That's quite a nice pad you got. I see you're trimming the seaweed. Excuse me for being bored. I'll just go bother some security guards. I suppose there's no harm in going up there and introducing myself. Where can I find this Mr. Cowper? Do you mind if I just stroll around? Hello, William? Not much. I guess he didn't care for my company. What's up, William? Yeah, okay, see you later. I'll let you get back to your gardening. My name is Quickthorpe. What's yours? Could I have a glass of water, please? Would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? Could I interest you in some pearls? May I use your bathroom, please? I'd like to ask you a few questions. Could I interest you in some pearls? May I use your bathroom, please? I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Thanks, but I'm just the hired claw. If you got something, you better give it to Master Pearl Man Cowper. Forget it, kid, I'm busy. You're really testing me, aren't you? Watch your hands if you don't want to get them snipped off. Don't use it if you don't want to lose it. Thanks, but I'm just a hired claw. I do the gardening and various sanitary services. This luxurious private garden estate actually belongs to Master Pearlman Cowper. That's quite an observation. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to work. You can do whatever the heck you want. He's indoors, probably relaxing. I wouldn't want to disturb him. Be my guest. Just watch where you're stepping. Oh, it's you again. Any luck with Master Cowper? He doesn't like being bothered when it's not important. You should keep on trying. Master Cowper is always looking for deals. Not now, I'm too busy working.
I'm not quite sure what you're trying to prove here. That's the idea, but you're going about it all wrong. Right idea, wrong execution. Please don't touch the merchandise. I'm very interested in pearls. What have you got to show me? Like I said, I'm very interested. But if you're trying to squeeze something out of me, you can forget it. If you weren't my guest, I'd have you thrown out. But since you are a stranger, I feel it is only fair to warn you to stay away from the engulfed fortress. That is, if you ever care to see the light of day again. I want to see some pearls first. Just the world's biggest indoor aquarium, and you'll never get to see it unless you show me those pearls. There is no point in trying to play games with me. Out you go. Yes, it is quite homely, isn't it? This is my favourite place to just sit around and relax. Certainly. Let me show you out. This is one of the smallest pearls I've ever seen. It's very nice, but you can't expect me to get excited or jump up and down over one teeny-weeny little pearl. I'm sorry, but you'll just have to come up with more than this to show me. These are two of the smallest pearls I've ever seen. They're very nice, but you can't expect me to get excited or jump up and down over two teeny-weeny little pearls. I'm sorry, but you'll just have to come up with more than this to show me. Well, well, what have we here? This is quite a rare find. I've been searching all my life for 3 identical pearls. Don't you worry. Wait till you see what I'm going to give you. You won't even remember you had a girlfriend. It's the only map in existence to the legendary lost treasure of King Thut. You see? You've completely forgotten about her already. I can't talk now. I've got to catch up on my relaxing. Get out of here, you little pest.
You haven't got room for junk like that. There's nothing of interest in this box. Quickthorpe is not interested in the little box. Quickthorpe shouldn't touch anything without Cowper's permission. Master Cowper keeps a large private aquarium in his back bedroom. There's no point doing that. There is no purpose in doing that. Cowper is so rich that he has his own colour TV. You could take that television, but it's not very portable. That's a completely stupid thing to do. The chair is quite comfortable if you've got a turtle's rear end. Cowper's chair was built by talented art students at the Kilsod, that's Nobby Insect Leg School of Design. That is a completely senseless thing to do. Most of Cowper's personal artwork and interior designs falls into the famous Kilsod period. This lampshade is one of the many rare collectibles that can be found in Cowper's home. Quickthorpe should leave the pearly lampshade right where it is. Quickthorpe should avoid touching the merchandise. There's no point in doing that. One can tell a lot about a person just by walking into their living room. Cowper loves antiques, rare pearls, and Monday night football.
He's a bit flaky, this guy, but I guess most rich people are. That doesn't faze him. That doesn't do anything. I wonder what he keeps in there. That is not on my list of things to do. I've got to go now. Bye. Would you be interested in my pearls? Let me just check my pockets. It all depends on how interested you are. Okay, but I'll have to check my pockets first. Not even the directions to the engulfed fortress? Couldn't you at least tell me something that might be helpful? Let me check my pockets first. What's in the back of your house? No problem. Let me just dig into my pockets to see what's there. Could I use your bathroom first? If that's how you feel about it, I'd rather leave now. I'd rather show myself the way out. It's a cozy place you've got here. Thanks, but I really should be leaving now. I guess they are pretty identical, but they're quite lovely. I was going to give them as a pearl necklace to my girlfriend. Oh well, there goes that idea. Not to mention the favors I would have gotten in return. Cool, what is it? Wow, thanks a million. I can't wait to go and hunt for it. Forgotten about who? Do you have anything else for me? Are you all caught up on your relaxing?
I wouldn't touch that if I were you. Don't touch my tools. That's no way to use a shovel.
This could come in handy in the future.
I haven't eaten all day and I'm in no mood to start talking to tourists. And I'm not giving anyone directions. Now bugger off. Get lost, you lousy piece of driftwood. You could say that. What can I do for you? Actually, that's a mystery. No one really knows what it's doing down here. Lucky for you, you're standing right in front of it. Oh, stop it before I change my mind. It was my favorite one, you know. Oh, just stop it. That's enough of that shovel business. I haven't got the foggiest idea. Why not try the front door? Well, here's another problem. I just avoid him altogether. But then I could care less about going into that old building. Stop your crying. It's really nauseating. Now this is a nice thing you've gone and done, giving me this kelp. I'm really touched. I'd like you to have my favorite shovel. That's right, it's yours to have. Now stop getting mushy on me or I'll change my mind.
It's actually a three-eyed electric conger eel. It can do considerable damage. That would be a very stupid thing to do. Leroy is a gardener. He shares a landscaping business with his brother William. Leroy suffers from hypertension. He actually tends the seaweed garden here in his free time to reduce stress. That would be of no use. Any way you look at it, it's still a shovel. You don't feel like bending over just to pick up sand. A high-energy laser beam is blocking the entrance to the large building. The entrance is blocked by a high-energy laser beam. Oysters are quite rare at the bottom of the sea. A few can still be found scattered about. Bummer. There's no pearl in it.
That's odd, seeing a building right here at the bottom of the sea. I wonder. This must be the engulfed fortress. It doesn't look like it's going to be easy to get in. That's a rather happy-looking eel. I'd rather kiss a snake between the ears. That doesn't do anything. There's a shovel leaning up against the building. The sand looks quite soft around here. Frankly, I don't see the point in doing that. There's nothing buried here. There's nothing here. There's seaweed everywhere down here. Not until I've figured out how to get past the laser beam. I can't get it open. Don't mind me. I'm just nosing around the place. Excuse me, but could you tell me where I might find the engulfed fortress? I don't mean to be rude, but I just wanted to know if you could tell me where I am. I see you're handy with the seaweed. What is this strange building? I've been looking all over for this place. I would again like to thank you for the shovel. Oh, really? So you're going to miss it then? How do I get into this building? That's easier said than done. Have you seen that electric eel over there? But I must find out what's in there. My life depends on it. Does this mean I can keep it forever and ever? Okie dokie. Don't mind me. I'll just mosey round the place. I don't think it could be possible to carry on a meaningful and intelligent discussion with this guy.
Back off, my little friend. You're not authorized to be here. I mean it now. Back off or I'll spare you. I hate to do this, but I warned you. The road stops here for you, stranger. I hate this job. You must be talking about Vivian, the Gorgon. She's nasty, all right. She's my boss. She lives down in the caves between the engulfed fortress and the land of shadows. Every 10 years, she goes to the surface to feed. You should be careful while you're down here. She has a weakness for human flesh. The engulfed fortress is one of the remains of your world in the ancient times when the Mecubars were on this planet. It all happened hundreds of years ago when there was a great explosion that nearly destroyed our entire world. Mountains and entire cities crumbled and were buried in deep caves under the sea. It is said that in the land of shadows there is an ancient lost city from your world. I've even heard that there are rivers flowing with lava and fire. Anyway, it isn't the kind of place I'd want to go for a vacation. All I know about them is that they came from a distant galaxy. And when the Mecubars left, they did it with a big bang. One thing is sure. They had some kind of mysterious power or technology that the humans were after. All that's gone now. I may be wrong, but I've got a hunch that the answer to all of this mess with the Mecubars is lost somewhere deep in the engulfed fortress. As for me, I'll be spending the rest of eternity guarding this tunnel like a schmuck. I admire your courage. You remind me of when I was young. I wish you the best of luck. I have a feeling you will succeed. And when it's over, who knows? Maybe you'll be a hero. I don't know much else than what I've already told you. But I do know that the Land of Shadows is controlled by a fire demon by the name of Chax. No one from our world or any of the others that I know about has been there. I don't know where she comes from, but she came to this world about the same time the lands from the overworld came crashing down to the bottom of my sea. She's got full control of everything down here, and she makes my life miserable by forcing me to guard this spot for the last couple of 100 years, ever since she came here. I am Kor, Guardian of the Sea, or at least I was a long time ago. Now I'm just an ordinary sector guard on minimum wage. It was more or less automatic when Vivian came crashing down to the underworld. Ever since that fateful day, life has never been the same for us sea creatures. The engulfed fortress is one of the vestiges of the ancient world in the times when the Mecubars came. It all happened hundreds of years ago when there was a great explosion that nearly destroyed our entire planet. Nearly half of the earth fell into the sea. Mountains and entire cities from your world collapsed and were buried under the sea in deep caves. It is said that in the land of shadows there is an ancient ghost city from your world that is buried under caves with lava flowing like rivers of fire. Anyway, it isn't the kind of place I'd like to go to for vacation. All I know about the Mecubars is that they came from a distant galaxy, and when they left, they did it with a big bang. But one thing is for sure. They had some kind of mysterious power or technology that the humans were after. All that's gone now. But I've got a hunch that the answer to all of this mess is buried somewhere deep in the engulfed fortress. As for me, I'll spend the rest of eternity guarding this sector. I admire your courage. You remind me of when I was young. I wish you the best of luck. I don't know much else than what I've already told you. But I do know that the Land of Shadows is controlled by a fire demon by the name of Chax. No one from our world that I know about has been there. But I suspect Vivian and Chax communicate often. I'm supposed to be guarding the general area around the engulfed fortress. But my latest orders have been to guard this hole in the reef. I hate this job. You're giving all this to me? I can't believe it. There's enough here to start up my own deep-sea shrimp fishing business. Now I can really tell my boss where to get off because I quit. Oh, just wonderful. I can't think of anything more exciting and professionally rewarding than guarding a hole in the ground. Oh, come on, you're not serious, are you? That's the problem with rich folks. You're all alike. You think you can do or have anything you want, any way and any day. Well, I've got news for you. You're not getting past me, and that's final.
In the old days, Kor was a great fish god. Over the last few hundred years, he's been demoted to a common underwater sector guard. Kor is bored, and he hates his job. Quickthorpe can't take Kor. Quickthorpe can't use Kor. He appreciates the offer, but it's going to take more than that to get by him. Kor's spear cannot be used in this manner. Kor's helmet is lying on the sandy bottom. You don't feel like bending over just to pick up sand. There's nothing else there. It's a shiny pearl. Quickthorpe takes the lovely pearl. There's not much one can do with an oyster shell. Quickthorpe is too far away to do anything with the cliff. A natural path seems to have been cut through this coral reef.
This spear is totally cool. I could do some real damage with a spear like this, just in case I get into a jam with my pants down. It is a very fashionable helmet, but what am I supposed to do with it? That doesn't do anything at all. Oh well, I always was a slave to fashion. It looks like there's an entrance to some tunnel or cave down here. I'll have to go inside to see what's in there. That doesn't do anything. The sand looks quite soft around here. Burying this wouldn't be a good idea. There's nothing buried here. There's nothing here. Nothing here either. I couldn't find anything. Neat. There are a few oysters down here. I can't get it open. Cool, this oyster's got a pearl in it. There's not much to do with an oyster. I suppose I could make a necklace. There's an oyster shell laying around here as well. There's nothing in here. There's an oyster shell in the sand. There's a pearl in this oyster shell. I suppose it could make a nice gift to someone. I'll just help myself, thank you. I'd hate to get stranded out on that cliff. Thanks, but I've got a date with destiny. Hello there, Flipper. My name's Quickthorpe. Are you the nasty sea monster that I've heard about? Do you know where she lives? What can you tell me about the engulfed fortress? Who were the Mecubars really? Not if I have anything to do with it. I'm starting to get the picture anyway. But there's still a missing link somewhere, and for the life of me I haven't figured it out. Tell me about the Land of Shadows. But where does she come from? What makes her so horrible? Hello there, Aquaman. My name's Quickthorpe. What a bummer. Why were you demoted? What can you tell me about the engulfed fortress? Who were the Mecubars really? Not if I got something to do with it. I'm starting to get the picture anyway. But there's still a missing link somewhere, and for the life of me I haven't figured it out. Tell me about the Land of Shadows. Too bad for you. What are you guarding? Try to imagine how fantastically little I care. Kor, I want you to have this treasure. I've a feeling I won't have any use for it where I'm going. I can't tell you how happy I am for you. How's the guard duty going lately? You're certainly doing a good job of it anyway. Is there any chance of me seeing what's in that hole? I mean, now that I'm filthy rich and all. Kor, look at me. I'm dead serious. Gee, that's too bad. I was hoping we could strike some sort of deal together.
This nifty elevator goes up and down. Quickthorpe can't take the elevator platform. The chasm cuts deep down into the bottommost pits of the world. You can't. It's welded on with an incredibly strong alloy.
This place gives me the creeps. I'm getting out of here. Cripes! I've got the feeling I've been here before. Holy moly! This is like a giant dry airlock. It looks like some sort of elevator mechanism. I'll have to figure out a way to control it first. That doesn't do anything. This passage leads back to the coral path. It looks like the way to another underground passage. This must be the directional indicator for the elevator platform. Up we go. It's kind of fun, actually. I guess this means going down now. This place must be a major connecting point. I've been in here before. This place must be a major connecting point. I should just walk across. There's just enough room to walk around. Maybe I should cross the other bridge. But if I cross this one, I might have wished I crossed the other. This is getting critical. What if something happens? But what could happen? Maybe something good. Maybe something bad. I guess I'll never know until it happens. Maybe white doves will swoop down and firebomb the bridges. Then I'll never get across. Or maybe a herd of pink elephants will come stampeding through, crushing me and the bridge along with it. Maybe I'm just flipping out and nothing radical will happen. What to do?
It's one of the many openings connecting a series of underground tunnels.
Look, a crowbar. It's nothing really special, though I could bash in a few heads with it. Yeah, I've got the power. A door at last. Now we're getting somewhere. I get the message already. I can't get the darn thing open. That did the trick. It looks like this tunnel has been blocked off. Who knows, there could have been a cave-in. It doesn't look like there's going to be any way of getting in there. Whatever's there, it looks pretty spooky. I should probably consider avoiding any further investigation of this hole.
I'm not interested in your toys, little boy. Welcome to my chamber, foolish mortal. Before you die, please tell me how you found me. Well, your luck has just run out. You are either a man after my own heart, or after my precious sapphire. Either way, or whichever you choose, you're a dead man. You might have a big stick, but tall. You speak of falling as if it were the end. I've already seen the end. I found nothing but the beginning of an eternity of mutilated evil. I came from your world a long time ago. It was a beautiful world then, till the Mecubars came to play their secret games. We, your people, were captive slaves by the Mecubars. They possessed a secret power by which they could channel their energy and travel through many worlds. All we Balkanians wanted was to gain back our freedom. It was believed that the key was in discovering their secret. I see that you've done your homework. In fact, the key was only a link to the Mecubars' power. The problem is we never found the secret, as we were betrayed by our leader. The Mecubars captured us and destroyed our planet. Since then, the four of us have been exiled to our shattered worlds. Our double-crossing leader was the only one to escape. His name was Ishmael. It still hurts me to mention his name. He was a good man, and a hard one too. I loved him, you know. If only I knew, I'd tear his eyes out. But he's been in hiding all this time. Yes, please kill me. I can't keep it in any longer. End my torture and return my soul. Any way you can. Use your big stick if you have to.
This large window displays a lovely view of the south side of the universe. All you can see with the naked eye is a bunch of stars. That doesn't do anything. With this telescope, one can see little people dancing in the streets on a planet in a faraway galaxy. One could also see the mysteries of the universe. Quickthorpe can't take the telescope. That doesn't do anything. You are receiving an interstellar cosmic message. Take us to your dealer. Her name is Vaverne, and she's got looks that kill. This opal was once used as an holographic projector. Unfortunately, Quickthorpe does not have the scientific knowledge to use such a device. Quickthorpe cannot take the groovy opal. This sapphire is the precious stone that gives the power to rule the engulfed fortress. The sapphire must be used with the gold key. That's right. It looks like the Mecubar's key. Quickthorpe can't take the security port. Rats. It doesn't want to work. Double rats. It doesn't want to work. It works. Okay. Now what are you supposed to do? I've never seen anything like this place before. This must be something made by the Mecubars.
What am I supposed to do with that? She actually looks darn sexy up close. The makeup probably helps a lot. I'd rather go to hell in a bucket. Imagine me bringing her home. I wouldn't even get through the door. I wonder what this highly sophisticated switch mechanism is used for. The switch appears to be in the up position now. This switch must be controlling something in the exterior. The switch appears to be in the down position now. I've seen these opal shapes before in the Land of Mists. There must be a connection here. There it is, and she's a beauty. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Ho-hum, 3 down and 1 to go. Now, where have I seen this design before? That doesn't do anything at all. I've got to go now. Bye. Honey, I'm home. With a little luck and my cool Quickthorpe charm, by killing people and stealing from the dead. I'm a man who walks tall and carries a big stick. Tall or small, I'm afraid to say that one of us must fall. Would you mind rephrasing that last bit? I'm a little confused here. And you tried to discover what their great secret power was, right? As I understand it, the key to the Mecubar's secret is in fact a special gold key which holds 4 precious jewels. But who was your leader? Where is your leader now? So all of this mess is your fault. You make me sick. I should kill you right now. That's just what I plan to do. But how? No problem. But I'll have to take it out first.
These are the backup tapes, where all unrecorded, non-historical events that could ever happen are stored. Quickthorpe cannot use the particle streamer in this manner. It looks broken. The personalized anti-epileptic holograph viewports are to be used only while sitting in the zero-gravity chairs. Quickthorpe cannot operate the headset in this manner. The headsets are firmly attached to the ceiling and cannot be removed. Quickthorpe has no knowledge of television repair.
I shouldn't take the particle streamer from the archives. It should be kept here for future posterity. These chairs look really comfortable. I'm not going to sit down there. The seat is really worn out. If I remember my script properly, there's something I've got to do first. I'm not going to sit down there. The seat is really worn out. I don't see any point in fiddling around with a broken push button. It looks like a start button. I just love pressing buttons to see what happens. What's that noise? It won't come up again. What have I done? It's broken. I don't see the point in fiddling with a broken push button. It kind of looks like those machines you see at the dentist. I'll bet you can get a lot of channels with all those knobs. I really like the wide flat screen style. It's nice to be indoors again. Breathing water was never my thing. These must be the secret archives that Ishmael was after all this time. And the great secret of the Mecubars is here. I can feel it.
That doesn't do anything. Quickthorpe can't take the road sign. Quickthorpe can't take the platform. It sure is hot down here. And dark, too.
It stopped moving. Route 666. I like the way that sounds. Kind of evil. Welcome to the Land of Shadows. They're definitely not having a population explosion down there. Darn it, the platform's stuck. Crap, it looks like a long way down to the bottom. I can't operate the platform this way. This tunnel probably goes all the way down to the bottom of the planet.
Who's there? Access denied. Access denied. Please enter.
Quickthorpe can't take the control switch. Quickthorpe confidently maneuvers the switch to the on position. This is as far down as the platform goes. Quickthorpe can't take the elevator platform. The end of the line starts here. It's a strange-looking gate.
It looks like the control switch for the elevator platform. I especially like the ergonomic functional design. That doesn't do anything. The platform is gone. I'll keep my feet on solid ground this time. It looks like an oven in there. I don't think that's a good idea. Nice fangs. I can't wait to see it open its mouth. There must be some other way to open the gate. This gate is far too heavy for me to close. This must be some kind of private joke, and I'm not getting it. They look so real, it's kind of creepy. I wouldn't want to break in on their fun. They're obviously having too much fun to even notice. This must be some kind of reception area or waiting room. I'm going now. Bye. Knock knock. The Candyman. Captain Dawnraiser. The Boogeyman. Like I was gonna give him my real name.
Looky here, Bull. There's a new kid in town. Let's be nice and show him to his room. Shucks, I forgot mine this morning. Do you have yours, Bull? You're here with us in the land of shadows. Do you have any other silly questions? Sorry, but we're not to leave our post. Dear me, just look at the time. I didn't see it pass. Our coffee break is nearly over. Isn't it, Bull?
Why, yes, I do. Here you go, pal. But please don't look at my picture. It's mighty embarrassing. I'm looking a bit overweight. Photos always add about 5 pounds, you know. Why, yes, Bill. We're due back on duty any second now.
This is Bill. He's Bull's twin brother. The guards are too busy gossiping like old ladies to pay any attention to Quickthorpe. This is Bull. He's Bill's twin brother. He's cute and cuddly, with healthy-looking teeth. Quickthorpe should not pet strange dogs. I guess he doesn't care for that. Good cookie. Quickthorpe can't take the prison door. The unique thing about this place is that you can check in any time you like, but you can never leave. It's no use. You're trapped here for good. You're just wasting Quickthorpe's precious time. Bill and Bull tend to leave their spears leaning casually against the wall when having their coffee.
I don't believe it. They're having a coffee break. They're too busy to even notice. I've always wanted a dog like that. I'll bet it could eat One-Et's poodle in one chomp. I don't suppose there's any good fishing in there. It's nothing at all like the river near my village. It's the door to one of the prison cells. That doesn't do anything. Yes, I'm looking at a gate. So what about it? It's an okay spear he's got, but it's not totally cool like mine. I've already got a spear, and I don't need 2. I think I've got more important things to do right now. This must be the place that Kor the fish god was talking about. I'm out of here. Could I have one of your official ID cards? Can you please tell me where I am? I command you to take me to your leader. Can you tell me where to find him? I'm out of here. No problem.
Quickthorpe cannot take the skeleton. You are thirsty now with all this bone-dry heat down here. But thanks to Murphy's Law, it's empty. Quickthorpe surreptitiously takes the cup. Quickthorpe cannot take the stone. Quickthorpe can't take the door. This door is either made of kryptonite, or you are a really pathetic 38-pound weakling. Quickthorpe cannot take the lock. Quickthorpe cannot take the flaming torch. Quickthorpe cannot use the flaming torch in this fashion. Quickthorpe cannot use the window in this manner. Quickthorpe cannot take the window. Quickthorpe cannot take the bed. Quickthorpe cannot use the note in this fashion. Quickthorpe takes the note with charges. Quickthorpe takes the plastic plate. This is cell 404, otherwise referred to as Death Row.
Just look at these losers. I can't believe anyone would let themselves go to hell like this. I can't do anything with these guys. That doesn't do anything. Yep, it's a couple, right? There are markings, different from all the others. They must be some kind of cryptic message. That doesn't tell me anything. There's something weird about that part of the floor, or we're experiencing major perspective problems here. Wait a sec, I think one of these stones is loose. Just my luck, I've broken the blade. I wonder where this tunnel leads to. It's kind of dark down there. It's the only door in this prison cell. Wouldn't you know it, it's locked shut. That doesn't do anything at all. The lock on this door looks brand new. Those guards are idiots, but they are pretty tight on security. So I stick my pinky in and she opens up, right? I think not. Not even my bent hairpin will pick this lock. This is not looking good. They put in a brand new lock, but it uses the same old key. These guards are operating at a very high level. Well, that doesn't do anything. What would a prison be without a flaming torch? At least I've got a nice view of hell. Damn, these bars are too strong. It'll take a chainsaw to cut through those bars. It's not the most comfortable looking bed I've ever seen. I don't think I'll be getting any good sleep on that. At least they've got mail service down here. The aforementioned infidel has been found guilty of trespassing the lost city for no good reason whatsoever and is hereby sentenced to life imprisonment. How quaint. Perfect ambience to enjoy a lovely meal. It looks just like the plates we use when having picnics. I don't think this plate has ever been used. A spoon. I love collecting spoons. It kind of reminds me of my baby spoon. Yeah, right. I could saw through the bars in the window, or better yet, dig an escape tunnel. That didn't do anything. Now all I have to do is find another spoon and I could play She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain just like Grandpa.
Well, There's a key in his pocket. The old bugger had probably forgotten all about it. Quickthorpe cannot use the key in this manner. Quickthorpe cannot take the door. Quickthorpe cannot do anything with a completely melted lock. Quickthorpe cannot take the lock from the door. Quickthorpe cannot use the window in this manner. Quickthorpe cannot take the window.
You're wasting your time. It'll take more torture than this to get me to talk. It's a darn mean thing to do, teasing a fella chained to a wall. At last, after all these years, my prayers have been answered. I'm free. If I did, do you think I'd still be here chained to this wall, you numbskull? Since you're such a genius, and bothering to figure out how to escape would only be an insult to your intelligence, I'm going to tell you how you can get out of here. Here's a key that's... What in tarnation is a cable company? You woke me up from a 30-year nap to borrow a few minutes of my precious time. I'll kill you, you little rat. I'll tear you...
From the looks of his beard, I'd say this guy's been here a while. He's either sleeping or just stone dead. I get no response at all. What for? The old fart's probably dead. Poor old guy. It looks like he's been here a long time. He doesn't look like he's got much time left. Poor old guy. He's finally kicked the bucket. What's the use? He's dead. What for? The old bugger's dead. Yep. It's a key, all right. That makes about as much sense as a one-legged man kicking down a door. I've got the key. Let's hope it's the one to the door. And of course, there's a lock on the door. The door is locked. These doors are either too thick or I'm a really pathetic weakling. That doesn't do anything. It looks like the lock is completely melted from the heat. I wonder if it used to fit before the lock was melted. I don't suppose there's any chance of me escaping through this window. Damn, these bars are too strong. It'd take a chainsaw to cut through those bars. I can't imagine why there's a stool in here. Monday night poker with the guards, maybe? What am I going to do with a stool like this? Tame white tigers? Frankly, I can't see when I'd ever need a puny little stool like this. That was a complete waste of time. I imagine these tables have been put to good use over the years. Once again, I fail to see any use in this table. That's not on my list of things to do. It really looks like these tables have been put to good use over the years. Once again, I fail to see any use in this table. No chance I'm taking a table. A prison just isn't a prison without a good old-fashioned tunnel. There's dead people everywhere I go. I wonder what they do there. It's too hot for anyone to consider a fire here. I'm going now. Bye. I've come to free you. He's not responding. Can you hear me? I said you're free. Still nothing. Wake up, I say. You're saved. You can go home. I don't get it. He's either deaf, dumb, or dead. My name's Quickthorpe. I've come to free you. Hey, old buzzard, do you know a way out of here? I hadn't thought about that. Oh well, I guess not everyone can be a genius escape artist like me. Shoot, I'm all ears. My name's Quickthorpe. I'm with the cable company. I was just kidding. Seriously, though, could I borrow a few minutes of your precious time? I won't be long.
This ancient river is filled with molten lava flowing from the pits of the fire demon.
These houses look kind of like the ones in my village. They must have sunken down to the underworld after the big explosion. I don't believe it. It's actually the outside of those 2 prison cells. This bridge is spectacular, but it does not look safe if you ask me. I've got to figure out a way to get across that gap. I don't think that's going to work. I've read about these aqueduct systems. They were built by our forefathers to carry water across the valleys. You don't see many of these around anymore. This door would probably be leading back to the cell with the old fella. So close to freedom, but still so far away.
I'll need to see your authorization papers before you can cross. I don't recall ever seeing you here before. You must be one of the new guard recruits. Okay, you can pass. You get used to it after a while. It's the prisoners I feel sorry for. It's like an oven in those cells. Why haven't the guards sounded the alarm? That's typical of those idiots. Not to worry, though. No one can escape this hellhole. I can't tell you that. That would be cheating. 'Tis a lovely day, isn't it? Tell me the message. I'll be sure that he gets it. You're still going to need proper authority to cross over. Splendid! I'm sure he'll be delighted to hear it. Now either shut up or get out of here.
It's the only safe way to get across the River Styx. The Grim Reaper's name is Von Hexter. He's in charge of the Hell Rail. Von Hexter also happens to be the personal bodyguard of Chax, the fire demon. If you're trying to bribe him, forget it. You'll need official authorization to use the rail. The lava river is boiling at 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything coming into contact with it would vaporize in 2 nanoseconds.
Those old-fashioned houses look really neat from down here. They also look like they could fall into the lava river any second now. This kryptonite is great stuff. I can't even feel the heat on my hands. That was a completely stupid thing to do. I'm going now. Bye. You must be sweating like a pig under that robe. Let him suffer is what I say. Speaking of prisoners, I've come down looking for one that's escaped. Good question. They must be on coffee break again. Can you tell me what's on the other side of the bridge? You're bloody well right. I guess I'll just have to find out for myself. It is incredibly, disgustingly, horribly hot down here. Do you know where I can find the fire demon? I've got a message for him. I'd rather deliver it myself. Tell him someone's coming for dinner.
You're not one of my guards. What are you doing down here? Like hell you are. Funny people are the most annoying. Stay away if you know what's good for you. Now, try thinking yourself away from here. Funny people are the most annoying. I expected someone with a notch more intelligence.
The catacombs are where all spare body parts and detached pieces are stored. An orthopedic sliding rack is used to assure maximum comfort for the victim. Contrary to popular belief, all victims have their skin gently removed before they are sacrificed over the fire demon's pit. He doesn't look like a wimp either. Haven't we forgotten something essential, Quickthorpe?
The heat coming out of there is blazing. I can't stay in here for too long. That would be a completely stupid thing to do. This guy does not look very friendly. That's curious. It seems that one of these catacombs is empty. I wonder what it would be like crawling into a hole for dead bodies. That doesn't do anything. There it is, the ruby in all its fiery splendor. There's no point in doing that. I should take all these stones and do a runner. Who's ever gonna know? Nah, I'm the hero, and heroes are honest. I'm going now. Bye. I've come for you, Chax. I'm taking you in. Just hand over the ruby and no one gets hurt. Just a routine inspection. I'll be on my way. I was just thinking the same thing to myself. I'm not looking for any trouble. I just want the ruby. I really expected someone more evil-looking.
It's the talisman that the village elder has given you. It's a red-hot chili pepper talisman. It's the broken lantern from outside Welder's house. It's the book of runes from Welder's house. Some old dry leaves from Welder's house. It's a bag of bird seeds. It's the bag of bird seeds from Welder's house. It's a pair of gloves from the well-dressed gentleman. It's an empty sack. It's a pearl necklace. It's the pearl necklace you took from the magpie's nest. These blue bulbs are the fruits from which dreams are made. It's the beautiful shiny ring that was found on the skeleton in the hollow tree. It's the knife that Quickthorpe stole from the dead bandit. It's the scarf that Quickthorpe stole from the dead bandit. It's the old bucket Quickthorpe found outside the well. It's a piece of clay tablet with inscriptions of a magic incantation. This piece of grass symbolizes the hidden spring of Balkane. It's the piece of rope that you took by the frozen lake. It's the spirit of Cymbeline. It's the polished and shiny version of the old rusty battle shield. It's the key found in the ogre's cave. It's one of the flasks of oil found in the ogre's cave. It's one of the flasks of oil found in the ogre's cave. It's one of the flasks of oil found in the ogre's cave. It's the emerald you took from the ice giant. Keep it safely with you at all times. It's the rope you took from the cellar of Welder's house. It is the precious gold statuette found in the cellar. It's the sulphur stick you took from the dead guy on top of the ravine. If used properly, this sulphur stick could make a super Molotov cocktail. It's a piece of clay tablet with inscriptions of a magic incantation. The ancient tablet, with its two pieces reunited, displays some mysterious inscriptions. A closer look shows that these inscriptions are actually a harmonic incantation or spell that can conjure the primordial forces of the earth to create minor earthquakes. It's the lizard guard's hearing device. This old rusty device looks like a horn. It's a long brass key. It's the spear you took from the lizard guard. It's Iris's magic powder. Iris's magic powder is a mixture of rare explosive salts. It's the flask you took from the lizard guard's tower. A closer look reveals some mature subject content, but still no pictures. It's the Swamp Queen's hypnotic drum. What a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. It's a vase filled to the brim with water. It's a nut. These are the gold pieces you found in the gatekeeper's shack. It's a very basic, generic blue bottle from the abandoned shack. It's the book from Isaiah's library. It's the key that Isaiah gave you. Remember, Quickthorpe, this key is the future of your people. It's the diamond you took from Angor, the snake demon. It's the parchment that was found on the captain's desk. A closer look reveals some strange writing or magic spell. It's the magic stone you found in the captain's cabin. The jewels are so fake they almost look real. It's the captain's smelly socks. The captain's socks smell so rotten they could be a lethal weapon. It's the captain's hairpin. It's the bent hairpin from the captain's pillow. A bent hairpin will still get you where you want to go. It's the raw steak chop you took from the barrel in the ship's hold. This is what you get when you dip anything in gunk. It's a piece of raw meat and it's starting to smell bad. It's the kelp weed from the seahorse. Kelp weed is rather common, but it is always nice to have around, as it's often used as a polite gesture of kindness to strangers. The true value of King Thut's treasure is truly astronomical. The problem is that no one's ever heard of King Thut. It's the pearl you found in the oyster shell. You've got 2 pearls. You've got 3 nice pearls. It's a map of a completely unheard of legendary treasure that was presumably buried in the sea a long time ago. The black X marks the spot where the legendary treasure of King Thut might be buried. It's the shovel that Leroy the gardener gave you. This spear once belonged to Kor the fish god. This fashionable helmet used to belong to Kor the fish god. It's the crowbar you found in the tunnel. This is the sapphire you took from Viverne the Gorgon. The sapphire holds the power of water. It's the plastic picnic plate that you took from the prison cell. It's the cup you found in the prison cell. It's the note with charges you took from the prison cell. The afore unmentioned infidel has been found guilty of trespassing the lost city for no good reason whatsoever, and is hereby sentenced to life imprisonment. It's the key you found on the old dead prisoner. The cup is filled with burning lava. Be careful. It's the ruby you have taken from the fire demon.
It's an old rusty battle shield. It looks like a couple of earplugs. It smells like wax from the lizard guard's ear. It makes a nice security blanket. I could do some real damage with this axe. It's the old book I found in the wooden tower. It's a dead possum. It's a small gold key. This flower would make a nice gift. It's a sticky lollipop. This key must go in something or someplace special. With this, I should be able to get into any bar round here. Not that I've seen any. I'll keep this for the next time we have soup.
Upon examining the strange hearing aid, Quickthorpe discovers some smelly green plugs. This fits perfectly. Boggle, goggle, sniffin, snortin, weeble, wobble. But I don't fall down. Into the brim. To the rim you'll spill, and your lungs'll bung like a fish's gill. Yuck! You wouldn't feed this to a large farm animal. The 2 pieces go together perfectly. What's happening? You feel dizzy? So sleepy? You can't believe it. All that it needed was a little cleaning and polishing. Now it's so bright you can see yourself.
I can't hear a thing now. These fit just right. Bending open this hairpin is a brilliant idea. It's not very appetizing, but but they actually fit together perfectly. I'm not very thirsty now.
Quickthorpe is not able to do that. That is beyond the range of Quickthorpe's natural abilities. A closer look reveals nothing more of interest.
Okay, I'm looking at it. So what about it? I don't feel like talking to anyone or anything right now. That's not exactly what I had in mind. I'd rather save the pocket space for things I'll really need. I really couldn't be bothered. I don't see the point in taking that. That is not on my list of things to do. I should keep it for the right time or that special someone who comes along. That's not exactly what I had in mind. I don't think that's a good idea. That doesn't do anything. I don't see anything else of interest.
Good morning, Quickthorpe. How's my favourite master of the Matrix doing today? You know, I still can't figure out how you ever managed to merge your entire family with a frozen mackerel at the age of 3. You're a special case, all right. Anyway, I guess there's no need to remind you. Today's your special day. The big 2-1. The rest of the prisoners have all chipped in for your cake. Triple layer chunky chocolate maggot. Your favourite. See you next year.